Your Honest, you'll see it in a moment. Get ready. Alright, here we are, going for the good ending. Will we actually get the good ending? I don't know. Hopefully, because I found a guide that... Holy... Oh, shut up. No, not part 9. Good ending. I was afraid of this. Because, like, it says processing on the last video. So I was worried, like, oh, hey, if I tweet this out and all that, it's gonna just think that it's the same videos from before. But it's not. Good ending. Oh, come on. No. Not the good end. Oh, yeah, okay, that is right. Okay, they got it right. Send out to you. Send out to you. God, I can't remember how much of the game I had to play through now. Hopefully not too much of it. But in just a moment we'll start. And 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. Load. Oh crap, I gotta start all the way back here? Yes, answer the phone. Oh, is there a way for me to skip all this? Oh, there's gotta be a way to set. Here we go, settings. Gotta be. Is there a button? Just. Oh, hey. Hey, there we go. Let's get to the good ending. Found a guide online. I was. The guide had to be so close. I should have not have kept stalling. But I gotta do something horrific. Oh, crap. What was I supposed to do? I think I did this right. Yes, I did do it right last time. Reject. Reject. Accept. And we gotta do 2 students. God, I was doing it right so well on my own and then fucked it up at the end. Sorry, still. I'll probably do this until we get to the part where I screwed up. I don't know. I can't believe that, according to the guy, that this is going to be the good ending. How is this a good ending? Can't do this, Yama. It's wrong. We can't. I swung the pipe. Ugh. No, 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 no. I trust my shaking fingers. I lean heavily against the nearest desk. My knees too weak to support my weight. I can't do this. Oh, sure you can. You're doing great. Fearless pipe, what is it? Oh, the boys I've already read all this, but Machine Man is reminding me of my early behavior. Payback, he seems to be saying, but I do nothing. Ugh. Mill is raw, and this time when it descends to the silence, I can hear the breaths of 2 students rattling in their lungs, shallow and anguished. Blood is starting to trickle from their mouths. Death would be a far better option. I've already heard of this. Do you feel betrayed? But of all people, would be you. Unfortunately, that is a fallacy in your own thinking. But why? Why you? You know nothing. Quit your dawdling. Sorry. Despite my grip falters, my eyes turn to the girl. She no longer has hate in her gaze. She doesn't even have the slightest sense of anguish. Everything is just empty. Here we are, but I fucked up, so this will be all new for me anyways. I whispered again, that trivial excuse that does nothing to help the situation. I'm sorry. This time, though, she responds, quietly moving nothing but her mouth. I know. And I swing the pipe. The blow rebounds against my arms as the bone of her leg fractures beneath the hard metal. The resulting scream is just another repeat, another skip on a broken record player. I falter backwards, the pipe rubbing my hands raw. Reminds me that every bent limb, every cry of pain is all my own doing. No one held my arm, no one swung the pipe. Every blow was my choice. No one bears that blame but me. And I don't know if I can continue to hold on. There's no sign of sirens in the distance, no janitor making his rounds, not even a student in sight. There's 4 teenagers and a serial killer with a knife. That and one pipe, one solid pipe in my hand. But if you attack him, he has the pipe and the knife. You swing, he blocks with the pipe, he stabs in the gut, you're dead. I could say that I don't know what to do, I could say that I'm helpless. But it'd be far more accurate to say that I know exactly what to do, I'm just too scared to do it. What, no begging this time? Why, I'm almost disappointed. Strikes the boy again, a brutal blow that crushes his fingers. The boy retches as he screams, choking in his own vomit. The wet, crumpled cough that results is far more painful to hear than any scream. The sound of a human who is slowly dying. Stop it! Please! Somehow! I sit to the side of the girl, gripping the pipe so tightly that its rough patches begin to dig to my palms. I've gathered enough time. I've tried my best. The police aren't coming. In a situation where there should have been a way out, any way out, there is none. The only relief I can bring is by murdering as many of these students as I can. Murder. I've heard so many times that taking a life changes you, that once you get blood in your hands, you stop being human. Will that happen in this case? Killing this girl? Turning me into a monster? I don't know. I just know that there are 3 innocent students here, and if I don't do something, they'll be stuck in a never-ending cycle of agony. It would have been better if they had just died earlier. It would have been better if I just killed them earlier. I don't want this. But, is there any other choice? I just want everyone to be okay. I can't attack him because we attacked last time and it got Rui killed. But I falter. I stand stiffly, the pipe frozen in my hands. Try to just hit her without killing blow and let the game continue. Can't kill her just to take the easy way out, but I think I keep sustaining my sanity. It would be easy. Everything would be over. I don't need to bear this burden. This is what my mind is whispering to me, but I don't know whether to trust it or not. If I could see the ending, I would know. If we somehow end up getting out of this, then wouldn't she be glad to be alive, even with those injuries? Because at least she has a second chance at life. This pain, this suffering, it'll hurt and it'll scar. But maybe she could find her dream career, or maybe a wonderful husband, something that just makes living worthwhile. But if we won't get out of this, the only thing that's in store for us is an agonizing death, against which we're fighting in futility. Would have been better if I just killed her in the very first stroke. How can I make that judgment? How can I possibly predict that burden? Can I really choose to end someone's life with my own hands? I can't see the ending. I don't understand fate. I wish I could know the answer, but there's nothing for me. No one can see the future. If you dawdle any longer, kid, Rui gets the short end of the stick. Or the pipe, however you may prefer to say it. No more time. No more chances. I've held out as long as I could. I raise the pipe over my head, aiming directly in line with the girl's skull. She smiles tremulously and understanding and closes her eyes. Acceptance. Perhaps even gratitude. Because somehow we've landed in a situation where a quick death is merciful. What if? What if I had been faster? What if I had been smarter? If I had caught Ryota before today, none of this would have happened. Why did I sit still in one place and allow this to happen? My arms shake as I willed them to descend. I can't hesitate. I need to strike decisively. If I don't, the result will only be unconsciousness and a splitting headache and no clean death. This girl doesn't deserve to wake up again in this nightmare. No one does. And with that, I guess it's time to become a murderer. I raise the pipe even higher, counting softly in my head. 3. I'm sorry it wasn't enough. 2. I'm sorry you had to face this. 1. Crack! Then from outside the windows, light blasted the classroom, followed by the shrill overtones of a megaphone. Jiro Ryota, stand down! You are surrounded! Release the students or we will shoot you! Am I hearing things? Is my mind so desperate for reprieve that it's throwing up whatever it can to stop my pipe? My eyes instinctively search out Rui's. Expression is a mess. Horror mixed with sorrow mixed with relief. It's real then. Oh, thank you. I didn't have to kill her. Shigure came. No, wait. It's not over. We're still in the room with Ryota. 2 students are still in a very dangerous position where they might lose their lives. That's Ryota. He's frozen in shock. His hands automatically patting down his pockets, searching for his phone. The phone that I smashed to pieces with a metal pipe. It just solidifies my suspicions. He would have been notified if I hadn't managed to break that phone. While Ryota is still in shock, we have to run. Now! He'll chase us. He won't be able to stop himself from chasing us. I lock eyes with Rui and then jerk my head towards the door. Thankfully, Ryota is still transfixed on the scene outside. Mouth agape in disbelief. Rui quietly slides from her desk and slides along the wall. Painful inch by painful inch, she comes closer. Hey! I immediately seize her hand and we tear off, running as fast as we can on the shaky legs. We don't spare any words. We only shoot up the stairs, bringing it to the rooftop. Smart thing for Ryota to do would be staying right where he is, using the 2 remaining students as hostages to secure his escape. But he won't do that. He'll chase after us, furious, bowling anything out of his way to reach us in time. So at this moment, the best thing we can do is run. Why don't you go down the stairs? The air is bitingly cold. It blasts at our faces as I lead Rui to the edge without a break in stride. See the line that goes through the row of pots? Jump over the edge there. What? Jump! To her credit, she does, leaping over the low railing of the rooftop and plummeting to the ground below. So it's not the ground, but the school pool. The pool over which Yahiko, Masato, and I stood last year with umbrellas in hand, as if we could somehow fly with them. I had Yahiko for weeks at that moment. I never thought I would be grateful to have joined him. Rui lands safely with a splash, scrams to the side as fast as she can. Forced myself to wait a few agonizing moments for her to swim out of the way, then fall to the edge and... Oh no you don't! An overpowered hand snatches my collar and yanks me back, crushing my windpipe against my jacket. I'm slammed against the ground on the rooftop, flat on my back. Ryota stands over me, knife loosely handled between his fingers, toying with the edge of my collar with the tip of his blade. His entire face is saturated in a terrifying mix of fear and ecstasy, something that sends chills down my spine. Cute, really, boy. That was quite cute. Pressing me up and pressing me against the railings, setting the flat of his blade against my cheek. No, no, it can't end this way. But a good-hearted soul and certain to escape a Rui before you jumped. Someone like you needs a reward. He brother turns the knife until the edge rests slightly on my cheekbone, instinctively, which only broadens his grin. I want to beg, boy. Now would be the time to do it. Like a rat sprinting through a maze, searching for its only chance at exiting, my mind races for a solution, something, anything. No, 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 nothing, wait! Do you not wish to play a bigger role in society than a consequential pawn in this game of life? Or do you restrict yourself to the confines of your own abilities just because of her? My one last chance is this, being vaguely specific. I look Ryota in the eye, willing my voice to be steady with every last bit of my strength. She was disappointed in you, wasn't she? The result is immediate. Ryota's grin drops and the grip on his knife loosens just slightly. His eyes turn completely blank, unseeing. I know for certain that in his mind he's recalling a dark moment, a terrifying memory, something locked away that he never let himself know, let alone a stranger. Remembering tears of regret, a whispered phrase, words that have haunted nightmares every day since they were uttered. I don't allow myself to dwell on the thought. Before I get a grasp on what I'm doing, I am already seizing the hand of Ryota's knife and turning the blade, sharpening it with more force than I'd ever exerted in my life, trying to chip right through his abdomen. His body jerks like a rag doll, but not a word presses his lips. The only sound I hear is the squelch of tissue and organs against metal. For a moment, there's silence, broken only by the distant flare of police sirens. His grip loosens, the knife falls, and his weight falls on my shoulder, dragging my arm painfully against the railing. A ragged whisper drifts to my ears. Such is our lot, Yama Ishimoto. We are a disappointment. Then with sudden strength, he grips my shoulders and tumbles over the railing, pulling me with him. My stomach, low, fuck! To the school, falling from the school roof, seized by a serial killer. This is what my existence has been. One struggle for life after another, constant misstep, and wandering in the wrong direction. Now left with 2 innocent teenagers, broken and bleeding, their minds are repairable even if their bodies are not. A man once intelligent, once admirable, now driven mad, a knife fixed in his stomach. A clean and polished school, ruined forever by a legacy of violence. Who knows how many lives shattered. There tears at my face and clothes, screaming past my ears. Ryota's blood flies from his wound, put in front of my jacket. Ah, that's right, I stabbed someone. The crush of the pool was stinging force. Tendrils of blood disperses into the chlorinated water like spider silk. Ryota's iron grip on my shoulders loosens at the impact. Bubbles gurgle from his lips, brushing past my face as they pop to the surface. I'm no longer holding a knife, but I still feel the form and weight of his handle between my fingers. This is what I've done. For a moment, I let myself drift into freezing water. There's no point swimming up to the surface, really. Wouldn't it just be easier to drift away? Come back to the world and I'll face a long hospital trip, a court case, catching up on essays about second-wave world civilizations, and worksheets on deriving trigonometric theorems. Take the exams, go to some university, major in something or another, get a white-collar job, marry, have kids, die. All this after trashing another human being's system to pulp. Someone who might not recover physically and who will never recover emotionally. Is there even a point? Existential nihilism. I believe that there's no meaning, no value, nothing to life. I vaguely remember being terrified of the notion when I first heard about it in class. Most students just laugh it off. How stupid. How depressing. Life has no purpose. Whoever made that up has issues. But it's too close to me. Living a life of homework. Keeping my head down and going through each day, wondering where I was and what I was doing. Maybe I've been trying too hard to find meaning where there is none. Maybe I've been desperately grasping for straws to find some kind of significance in an inconsequential existence. From a strictly technical point of view, this is not the time to be thinking philosophical thoughts. Being at the bottom of the pool, just an arm's reach away from a serial killer, but with only 30 seconds left before I run out of breath and start drowning. Any sensible person would leave the Socrates, I know, but I prefer Socrates from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Just for another day and wait until all the basic needs are met first. Guess I'm not as sensible as I thought. Either that, or I can't bring myself to be. You can lead a student to air, but you can't make him breathe. That's how the saying should go. Maybe. I should just sleep. I suddenly feel so tired. Someone pulls me out, right? They pull me out. That is not how those work. Whenever you see on the TV shows and they rub the paddles together and they zap someone because they're flatlining, that's not how they work. Those are used for, oh no, his heartbeat is beating out of control. Psst, try to zap it into normal rhythm. That's what those are, not for that. I hate that stare. That is so annoying. That is so wrong. I think I've been here before. Psst. That's right, this is a familiar road. There's a sign at the intersection, I think. It's rickety and rusted, worn from use. There's no words on it. Just 2 arrows, one pointing forward and one pointing back. I'd just like to stay here. Walking the road is such a dangerous thing. Left, right, one-time decision, and if it turns out that you run into an obstacle, then you'll find yourself wishing that you made the other choice. Then don't you start overthinking everything? Psst. What if I had taken the other road? What if the other road was worse? What if there was another road, if only I'd looked harder? What if I hadn't taken a road at all? What if I'd gone backwards? Psst. 2 roads of virgin wood, and I took the one less traveled by. That has made all the difference. A poem written by Robert Frost. Originally intended to be a simple teasing joke, and a playful satire at indecision. People saw it as something else. Even though they weren't poets, they started adding their own kinds of verses to the composition. Independence, individualism, science, discovery, curiosity, free will in the human condition. Poor Robert Frost, suddenly he had written an entirely different poem without even touching his pen. 2 roads of virgin wood and I took, bzzz. Oh, that's it, too soon. Heavily medicated, doctor. Anytime he's coherent, he thrashes around. We have to sedate him every time. How long? 2 weeks. The record? Here, sir. I assume that when he screams for her, he's referring to the other patient? I think so, sir. But she's still recovering with therapy. We haven't been able to get her in here. What's her progress? She started speaking again after her parents came with the photo album. We're also hoping that daily fresh air will help her walk. How about her arm? Psychosomatic, hurt like her legs. We're monitoring it over therapy. Good. She'll likely be our fastest ticket to his recovery. But it might be a while before Miss Hayate is able to. Ruri? Ah, Mr. Ishimoto, are you awake? Can you see me? Rui. Mr. Yoshimoto, can you tell me? Where's Rui? Where did you take her? She's supposed to be here, safe. Hold him down. Show me, Rui, my own two eyes. There's the pan. Give her back, give her. Ah. Here comes the candle to let you to bed. Here comes the chopper to chop off your head. Chip, chop, the last man's dead. Sometimes I really wonder about children's nursery rhymes. Why do we let young kids listen to such twisted ideologies? Children aren't supposed to deal with that kind of stuff. They're supposed to be innocent. Supposed to be innocent. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown. My world suddenly feels warm. What is that? Why is that happening? Suddenly I get the impression that I'm awake. I think someone's holding my hand. The tips of my fingers feel warm like they're being cradled in a loving palm. Everything else is blinding light that drills out the back of my eyes. Home. Home is here. Home. Finally got to visit you. I'm sorry for the wait. I had to go through therapy to start talking again. I know that the whole thing is over, thanks to you, but whenever I close my eyes, well, I guess I'm really thankful that the doctors could help me. Just hope that'll be the same for you. Well, I'll let you rest up. You need a lot of it. Oh, and this old thing? Got to say I'll be out of it in a week. I was apparently all in my head. Honestly, though, wheelchair's not all that bad. I kind of feel like royalty. You know how they had those, what are they called, sedans? They got carried around all the time? I guess this feels like that. Oh, and Yama, I love laughing at your grades. So hurry up and get well, dummy. Aww. But she lived! I dream a little longer. My dreams are softer now. A little more delicate, like lace instead of sandpaper. Yay, Ruri lived. I see a young kid grasping the hand of his older sister. Now the world that kid grows up to be more confident, more assured. Learns how to deal with bullies so that he won't bother his sister. Learns how to study hard and make friends and play soccer like all the other boys his age. He doesn't withdraw, lost in his room. Doesn't keep to himself on the playground. He's the happy young boy who turns into a happy teenager. He goes to a prestigious middle school in the area, the academy, to follow in his sister's footsteps. Because his family never left the city. His family never slid to a suburban little town 3 hours away from Isamu. His family stayed. Because in this other world there was never an event that had to do with a bus, a blizzard, a loose tread, a frozen river. The young boy also stayed. Maybe he meets a lively orange-haired girl at his middle school. Maybe he befriends her, because she's lovable and bright and impossible to dislike. Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe he falls in with a different crowd. A sea of faces that play soccer and grab ramen on snowy days and study in the library when it's raining. By the way, he flourishes, loves his life, maybe dates once or twice. He studies hard for the college entrance exams and he passes with flying colors in his other world. He makes it to the university of his dreams. He studies something that he loves. Graduates, finds a girl, gets married. Maybe she has orange hair, maybe she doesn't. He finds a good job, has kids, smiles like an idiot when his daughter wraps her fingers around his pinky. He'll name her after his sister, the one who was alive and well, who married a decent guy and had kids of her own. And that boy who turned into a teenager, turned into a man, wake up one day and he'll be happy, he'll be whole, and he'll be wondering this was all there was to life. My eyes peel open, sluggishly, like they haven't done so for a decade. My muscles feel weak and lifeless, spindled slugs on a sidewalk, my throat's dry and my head is smarting. So, looks like I'm in the hospital. I notice that a nurse at my bedside, filling with the IV drip on the table. She seems tired, drawn eyes, tight frown. I clear my throat to get her attention. Excuse me? The words eject in a queasy croak. The nurse jumps at the raw noise, but relaxes when she notices me. Oh, wonderful, you're awake. Her voice is chipper, but I notice how she eyes me with caution, like I'll lunge out of bed and strangle her if she makes any sudden move. Do you remember your name? Yama. Ishimoto. Good, do you remember how you got here? By ambulance, I'd assume. I whiz in dry laughter, everything seems funny. The nurse sighs me for a minute, then presses the intercom. Doctor, the patient's awake, can you speak with him? They give me a basic physical exam, followed by a psychological inventory. I give all the answers I think are correct and expect an imminent release. I'm ready to get back to my life. Instead, they take me to a room with a plush couch and a contemporary lamp. Romances an armchair and tries to get me to talk about my life. Therapy. I've been through it too many times. It's gotten quite old over the years. I'm so familiar with the proceedings that I resign myself to playing mind games with a therapist. Can I predict before yes? Can I predict those questions? But it's not such a smooth and humorous process. Therapy makes me recall everything. Breaking limbs with a pipe, with my own two hands, dragging myself insane, stabbing someone in the gut. During the first lesson, I black out. They tell me later that I crumbled into a ball and refused to respond to anything until Rui came. Rui, now out of her wheelchair. You've been in the hospital for 2 months, she said. Whoa, fuck. Rui holds my hand in the next session. I squeeze it until I'm afraid that I'll snap her fingers, just like I snapped those bones. She whispers, you're innocent. Don't you worry. It was Ariota's fault. You're a victim. I still feel blood on my hands whenever the sessions are over. I go to the bathroom to wash my hands, once, twice, 5 times over. So it runs slick and steady over my wrist and into my forearms when I exit the bathroom. I stop speaking for a few days. There's nothing to talk about. I have too many sounds to remember. Too many cacophony, whatever, thrumming in space between my ears. Rui sits by me, feeds me when I have no strength to lift the spoon. Pulse goes up to my chin like my mom should have done. Tells me stories, a princess in the night, a detective and a bar singer, a slattery and an unfortunate grocer. Aww. Some days I just sit and hold her hand, watching her eyes dance as she paints imaginary canvases with her words. Speaking so much tires her out quickly, sometimes she nods off in the middle of a sentence. So lean her head on my shoulder and listen to the even rhythm of her breath. It's softer than the discord in my brain. Sometimes it allows me to sleep too. Then comes the session where I remember everything. Every last bit and I lose consciousness again. Aww. They say that they found me standing on the hospital rooftop, leaning against the banister with my arms spread wide as if I was welcoming the city into a warm embrace. They instantly rushed me down, terrified I tried to kill myself. Calm down, I said. My smile was distant. I was just enjoying the view. They didn't believe me, so I'm confined to my room for a while. No one is allowed to see me except Rui, not even my own parents. It's because I don't react well to their presence when I was delirious. So like the beast with his beauty, I'm holed up in a hospital room, counting the days till I can pass psychology inventory. Ray brings gifts from the others, envelopes and gift-wrapped boxes and overly large bags that could have only been funded by Yaiko's purse. They're nice, and the thought is touching, but I tell Rui to return them all. I plan on staying here, keeping the blood on my hands in one room. Rui cries every time, a heartbreaking, frustrated kind of crying as she punches me in the shoulder. He knows that it's not my fault, it's Ryota's. Why can't I get that through my head? But even my brain agrees. My hand remembers the scratchiness of the pipe, the vibration of each terrible impact, the oozing, sinking feeling of knives sinking into flesh. So I only kiss her on the forehead and thank her for staying with me. But she doesn't blush. She doesn't even look remotely embarrassed. In fact, I think she gestures that the gesture only makes her angrier. We're gonna make you well, Yama, she screams this out the window, like some kind of oath. You're gonna be just fine. Hopefully. Kind of therapy and meds that... Wouldn't be surprised me Yaiko's parents are funding it. After all, this guy was clearly going to come after Yaiko eventually. I attend more sessions, stay isolated from my family and friends. Parents pay for the sessions, but I see nothing more of them. Legally, they're allowed to see me, but they don't insist. Probably don't really want to see me anyway. They haven't for years. More days slip by. I wonder if our friends have moved on with their lives, gone back to school, prepared for the university exams, started dating. When I start speaking again, I ask Rui how long we've been at the hospital. 2 months and 2 weeks, she says. Is that it? It feels like so much longer. Continue the sessions, go for walks, eat hospital food. I think I start to heal because the will feels a little less empty with each passing day. It's not my fault. I decide to say this to the mirror every morning, even if I don't believe it. Maybe if I say it often enough. Maybe if I raise my chin and put my hand on my hips, maybe if I act like I believe it, then I'll believe it. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I say to my reflection, meaningless words pouring from my lips. Magic mirror, not mirror, on the wall. Who's the most broken of them all? Seems to whisper back. Broken you may be, young man, but I see one broken more still. Someone nothing but blood in his eyes and no person to love. Someone who fell into darkness until one day, to ease his pain, he suddenly became a serial killer. Magic mirror. Couldn't I have become that man myself? Another world, a boy damaged by an accident, growing up alone and reserved with nothing but the shadows as his constant companion? That boy could grow into a twisted teenager, could grow into a twisted man. But I think I understand. Now that happened, what more do I need to worry about? Maybe I disfigured an innocent student. Maybe I stabbed a human being. Maybe I took part in a nightmare that never should have been dreamt. But in this world, in these circumstances, I'm not a twisted, lonely little boy. I grew up, showered with love, surrounded by friends, given an ordinary school life. And me standing here now, when involuntarily lift a pipe or a knife to hurt someone without purpose, because I'm not anyone else. Eventually, I stopped talking to my reflection. I stopped washing my hands every half hour. I feel at peace, I think. At the very least, I stopped blacking out. Please tell me he gets with Ruri. Ruri says that it's been 3 months since our hospitalization. Time is now deep in the hold of a summer with a blazing July sun and humid forest wind. School is probably back in session. Doesn't stop us from receiving gifts, cards, letters, candy. Ruri gets swamped by them, of course. Surprisingly, even I receive a few. This time we return them for a different reason. Not because I plan on cutting off out of contact, because I plan on seeing them in person. Yay! Both of us go through more psychology tests. This time they seem happy with our responses, because they finally open the doors. Yay! I don't expect visitors, to be honest. Although I'm no longer bedridden after taking walks around the hospital wing, I expect the others have gone on with their lives. 3 months is a long time in a hurried pace of a student. But to my surprise, the moment that the hospital lifts my quarantine, 2 figures race into the room in a blur. Minion! Hey, it's Yahiko Masato. Dressed in their school uniforms, they're practically bursting with energy. For some reason, seeing them brings tears to my eyes. Embarrassed, I turn away. Dude, these past months have felt like forever. I can't believe that this happened. So remember, you didn't come to school the other day and no one knew where you were and Ruri wasn't talking about you. Then suddenly, no one could find Ruri and no one could find you, and one of his mask comes crumbling down. For the first time I see Yako's face twist in true pain. I was thinking that you'd guys be gone, just like Haru, Soji, Kane. He grits his teeth, shuddering. All I can do is ugly pat him on the shoulder. It was known that each of Mr. Ryota's victims were connected to Yahiko. For some reason, I never actually considered that what that did to Yahiko. It's amazing, really. How could Yahiko even stay standing? How could he still smile, still laugh, even as people he knew were dying? I'd always thought of him as kind of weak and more than kind of stupid, but looks like he was actually stronger than any of us. He was even right there at the scene of Shoji's death, saw him die with his own eyes. At the time, the scene looked suspicious. Now that I think about it, it wasn't Yahiko just trying to prevent a suicide? Wasn't that why I found Soji in the river? I almost wanted to ask about it, but something tells me that Yahiko had enough. Well, I'm okay, apparently. Yahiko stills. What? His mouth turning up into his asses shouldn't be there. Forced smile. Yeah, I guess so. But still, I didn't do anything. What could you do? You didn't even know where we were. Yahiko's eyes shifted aside as he clears his throat. Masato's eyebrow tightens slightly, but he says nothing. Actually, Shigure called us. What? Well, I mean, technically, I guess it was after the fact, but still. We didn't know why you were hospitalized, so we kind of just piled on a bunch of questions. She explained everything. The cases, your investigation. She said we deserve to know. Shigure told them? Why would Shigure tell them? So it doesn't make sense. At the very least, she would have been wasting her time. Beyond that, she'd be spilling confidential info with no clear purpose. So, well, we told Akira and Misaki, and since Akira's best friend Rui, Misaki knows you both. And Elizabeth ended up overhearing, and apparently Shigure had told Ari. We visited you a few times, but you were either knocked out or you started thrashing around, and then they kicked us out entirely. That's why they stayed so worried. That's why they were so persistent with the gifts. Like it's not every day that one of your friends tries to fight a fearless serial killer. A smile of gratitude tugs at my lips, and I feel a little warm inside. They really cared a lot for us, didn't they? Thanks, Yahiko. Yahiko only nods mutely. I glance at Masato, only to find he's still stewing. When I think of it, he hasn't said a word. Masato? Damn it! Yahiko and I jump at Masato's sudden exclamation. I'm a shackin' full dumber! The fullest dummery dumber! What? He quiets slightly, speaking through his gritted teeth. I was stupid blind. I didn't see nothing but myself. I'm real sorry, man. Wait, where is this coming from? Honestly, I'm just surprised to see him here. I wasn't afraid of you, man. Was throwing attention like little Habaki. Saying all those words, not listening to you, it was something only a sheckin' full dumber would do. Should have asked what was going on instead of assuming everything. Oh, this apology catches me off guard. Well, thanks, but he was right. Just after he told me to be nice to Ruri, I treated her like trash. Maybe he could sense it coming. Maybe he saw that something was wrong with me. Wait. I'm paying more attention. I noticed Masato's hair is damp. None of that. There's smell faint of. Alright? Masato, were you just swimming? Huh? Well, yeah, I guess. Technically it's summer, and technically it's pretty normal to swim, but something churned slowly in my brain. Disused, but still keen. Well, you know, all you talk about is track. Yeah, I'm probably tired of hearing it by now. But I don't just run, I can swim too, and do basketball. Masato can swim. In fact, he can swim well. Masato's incredibly athletic. And the last person who I'd spoken to before I'd seen Shoji drowning in that river where I'd almost drowned had been Masato. Could have easily hauled Shoji me to shore even if we were both hopeless at swimming. I was 2 months ago, but each memory feels as vivid as yesterday. Vibrant, full of life. Just I should seize the moment. Did you save us? Save who now? Me and Shoji from drowning 3 months ago. Oh. That's definitely a yes. It's not like you'd forget saving 2 people from drowning if it was 3 months ago. Wait, you guys almost drowned? Oh, well, we didn't, thanks Masato. Yako's face twists for a moment, and for one terrible second I think he's about to cry. And then... Did you see a mermaid? Now, a good meaning, this is a very important question. You must answer. There was a mermaid, wasn't there? Beautiful long hair and a voice that sounds like a really nice voice? Transfer not to answer. Why not? Well, she sung just like you. Really, she must have been amazing. Or it was definitely worthy of all. I knew it! The hell are you saying, Yama? There was no mermaid? What? This overdramatic gasp is punctuated with a very long silence. And then Masato snorts. I chuckle. Yako giggles. Pretty soon the 3 of us collapse on the ground, rolling with uncontrollable laughter. My sides ache and my chest heaves. Every possible limb is protesting with a sore ache. But it feels good! The stress is melting out of my body. Finally, we pick ourselves up, brushing out our eyes. Good to see you still with us, man. Might want to take a rest, cause there's a lot of people wanting to talk with you. You're almost as famous as I am. Wait, what? Later, man. Rest up, good minion. I'm putting you to work the moment you recover. Wait, what do you mean that I'm... Oh, they've already skipped out of the room? Are we back? I think we're back. Are we back? Okay, we're back. For some reason, OBS quit working there real quick. Sorry about that. It would be nice, after talking with Masato and Yaiko, everything feels normal. Kind of like the world, after being knocked off course, has found its bearings again. On your feet, soldier! It's gotta be Akira. I startled out of my beauty sleep to find that Akira, Ari, and Elizabeth are seated in the chairs next to my bed. For a moment, my groggy mind scrambles to piece together reality. Right, hospital. He must be visiting me. Oh, hey, it actually worked. But he seems a bit disoriented. Well, we simply can't have that, can we? Sick him, Mari. Or don't. Elizabeth clears her throat and arcs an eyebrow in my direction. So, Yama Ishimoto. So, Elizabeth Oshiro. She suddenly ledges her feet, glaring darkly at me. I want to know, what the bloody hell were you thinking when you decided to do something so barmy? Going to face a known serial killer, alone, unarmed? What were you planning to do, sneeze on him? Her trying to catch me off guard, but it doesn't grate on my nerves. It actually seems caring in the weirdest way. It is unavoidable. Yama is the protagonist. Precisely, it's exactly something that, say, the main character of a novel would do. Well, this isn't a bloody novel. It's a visual novel. Correct. It's a visual... Yes! Yes! Breaking the fourth wall. Wait a minute. Is she Monika? Has Monika come back? Doki, doki. You know what? I'm not even going to ask. Yeah, that one's beyond even me. I relax against my pillows. Her energetic presence lighted up the room. I hadn't realized how much I missed just being an ordinary kid. Hanging out with his friends and getting ready for university. Until now. Right. Ordinary life. Friends. I can just talk about normal stuff. Stupid stuff. Clear my throat awkwardly, struggling for words. So, how's school been? Wait, you're asking about school? Who are you and what have you done with Yama Ishimoto? Well, it's a welcome break from thinking about serial killers. Huh, you speak the truth. She turns to Elizabeth as if deferring to authority. Elizabeth smiles appreciatively. While the Academy's been fighting it off as long as possible, they were finally forced to shut down. Just today, actually. Holy hell. Public scandal was too much for them to bribe off, apparently. Police are currently conducting an investigation how deep this murder scheme goes and why it seems to center around Yahiko Akari. For excitement, my brain automatically kicks back into investigative mode. Have they found anything yet? Fortunately, no. It's unusual, actually, how clean and tidy these killings are. There are no ties to any faculty, no apparent motive, no links to any accomplices, and Mr. Yoda's had gone off his trolley from the moment he'd been apprehended. Nothing he says makes any sense. Briefly recall a discussion about Aztec gods and blood rituals. Seems so far away. Yeah, I'm not very surprised. But why could he mask his insanity so well? While he was a dorm manager, it was practically a personality Oh, come on. Go away. Another message. Hey, Elizabeth, Yama's supposed to be resting from that. It's fine, Akira. This is important stuff. Nope, you need to rest. Rui's orders. I can rest as much as I want later. Isn't the academy closed? Actually, there's an error story behind that, too. Akira expels an exasperated sigh, but I'm already honed in on Elizabeth's words. What do you mean? Don't you find it odd that there are no reporters hovering around, that you haven't received a single request for an interview? Maybe I'm not cute enough. Oh, for the love of... They haven't been around Rui's room either. Well then, when she puts it that way, it's definitely suspicious. I would have thought that this kind of juicy scandal would draw reporters like carrying to birds to a corpse. So... there's no news coverage? They covered Mr. Yoda's killing spree and arrest, but there's nothing on the closure of the academy. It's as if National News Network is simply ignoring the fact that it all happened at school. Wait, what? But... the job of news is to inform the people. One would hope, but in this case, it's not a peep from them. Sober silence falls over the room. No news? For closing the academy? Come to think of it, the NNN used to cover the murders extensively, but I haven't seen much from them recently. Maybe that's because I don't watch the news much. Watch the news much. Ooh, Reagan posted a new video. I'll have to look at it later. Well, we should get going. You need to rest up. Stretches out a hand as if to pat me on the shoulder, but silently draws it, working away. Bye. Killer runs out of the room. Elizabeth snorts, but her features eventually soften to a, dare I say, admiration. Rescuing Rui was an admirable feat, Yamashimoto. Utterly batty, perhaps, but admirable. These parting words, she turns on her heels and strides away. Ara is the only one left. Her gaze fixes on me, almost like she's examining an alien specimen. What is it? You seem uncomfortable. Actually, this bed's really nice. Not that kind of uncomfortable. I wait for her to elaborate, but she doesn't say anything more. She only slips back into her chair. I can sing. Sing and help you sleep. Oh, thanks? Something about the weight of her words makes me think this is more than an offer to sing. It's almost an expression of trust. I'd like that. Ari smiles just the teeniest bit, then closes her eyes. Could have been the cocaine. Could have been the propane, yeah. Wait, probably not that song. Intricate melody that spills from her lips practically eased my muscles into butter. God, how nice her voice sounded. Really takes me any time before I slipped away from consciousness. I wake up on my own this time. I fully expect the room to be vacant, to be accommodated only by the ticking of a clock, to be utterly silent, but instead I'm greeted with the sight of a girl sitting in the chair beside my bed. Wait, not a girl. A woman. Shigurity? She doesn't even look up from... Is that a book she's reading? No, files. Long files, apparently. Ah, Ishimoto, you're awake. Or sleep-talking. Highly improbable. Smirk at that, even Shiguri seems to be smiling. So what brings you to my humble abode? Shouldn't you be working? Ryota has already been apprehended. I see no further need for my presence in that precinct. What? Really? Shiguri's eyebrow gives the barest switch of irritation. Or is there more to the story? Like maybe, I don't know, they officially considered the case closed, so you're no longer granted access to the investigation? Bullseye. That's kind of strange. Aren't you the reason why they managed to get Ryota in the first place? Expect her to explode in a fit to get insults, but instead she hands over as if a large weight is bearing down on her shoulders. There are unusual movements in Isamu, Ishimoto. Something is stirring beneath the surface, something bigger than any of us could ever imagine. And I'm the chosen one. Born to the master the 5 elements to take down the ultimate evil in this world? Absolutely not. And maybe the shining sword of the chosen one? Oh, please, the best you are blunt arrows, sharper than an average rock, but only just. Ouch. Can you give me back the Shiguri from 3 months ago? I liked her better. I'm afraid she will never make another appearance. When she snaps the file shut, her smirk softens to a genuine smile. It is good that you did not die, Ishimoto. Although I am uncertain of its relevance, I told myself that as soon as you were coherent, I might relate my story to you. What's that supposed to mean? You may have noticed my certain unusual reaction to your phone call. I knew that you wouldn't have believed me. You never needed me as your son in the first place. I wouldn't have believed you? But you didn't even try. Screw it, I don't hear. Now that you mention it, I'd never seen Shiguri that emotional. Not even when we ran into Natsuki. For time's sake, as well as the sake of your interest, I shall keep my tale short. Better come when it starts, she gives me a marked pause before she continues. I get the feeling that she hasn't talked about her story very often. Somehow the idea makes me feel special. I was difficult to get along with in my youth. Only in your youth, I think automatically, but I keep my mouth shut. Most decided to keep their distance from me. Friends are allowed with Daria. As a method of coping, I kept 2 books. Hence her occasional bursts of ridiculous vocabulary, I guess. For the most part, the majority of my peers were inane and superficial. Losing their acquaintanceship was no loss. However, one day a boy approached me. The very traits that others hated so much about me, he found fascinating. He became my truest friend over time. I have few memories apart from him. We even decided to engage in matrimony as we studied in university. After, of course, we found stable jobs. Finished my schooling within 2.5 years, at which point I began my detective agency. Wait, 2.5 years? That sounds crazy. She must have taken max units and enrolled in classes over interim. Studied without breaks. I dearly loved my field of study and greatly looked forward to my field of work. Aside from the late nights, I was of no difficulty. Somehow, I find that hard to believe. At any rate, one of my first cases was worked in conjunction with the police. It's a particularly vicious triple murder, closely related to the family of my betrothed. He put forward a suspect. I believed his mind to be clouded by emotion and disregarded it. So, he left and found another detective. I said that day, that must have really hurt her pride. Shiguri noticed my reaction and raised an eyebrow. It was a sore betrayal, Ishimoto. My pride was not the only aspect that was in pain. It may be akin to Rui losing trust in you, even though you thought that she, of all people, would continue to support you. This thought sends me reeling. I clearly decided not to consider it again. The suspect that my betrothed put forward was eventually, as I suspected, found to be innocent. Except no sooner after receiving his verdict, the allegedly innocent man tracked my betrothed's residence and pauses the edges of her expression crumble. But she holds strong. There's another murder that day, one I could not handle. Oh. I was for was to take back my actions. Nor said he had believed in me, that I had believed in him. So I had run around by myself when I blamed Fiction Ryota by my own initiative. No wonder she was so panicked. Being history, a sickening time loop, Shiguri doesn't deserve that. Thank you for telling me. She only shrugs wordlessly. Let me help you resolve when it comes to Rui. Learn from my mistakes, Ishimoto. This is the gravest instruction. What do you mean? What does it have to do with Rui? Leave no regrets, that is all I mean. Find her barrel shore off 56. No regrets? She's telling me to start dating Rui just like everyone else? That seems odd, kind of trivial. Maybe the pastor must contribute to that. Shiguri notes my uneasy expression and stands to her feet somewhat abruptly. Regardless, there are other matters I must see to, but you have earned a well-deserved rest as well as this. She extends a flat white envelope to me, stamped with pay stub. Wait, what's this? Your pay, I dare say, is deserved, but you never said you'd pay me. I mentioned it multiple times, actually, you simply did not listen. Pushes an envelope into my hand, my fingers numbly accept it. Wow, thanks. You haven't seen how much it is, it's gonna be like $5. Very well, Ishimoto. Rest up. She whisks out of the room, leaving me with the envelope. Well, I never thought she'd actually pay me. She didn't seem like the type. Hesitantly, I turn the envelope and unfold the sheet of paper inside. It's an official-looking invoice, 3 planted lines, accompanied by a scribbled note. Ah, bitch! Whoever is my magnanimity knows no bound, I shall be generally waive your debt. That bitch! Thought I should have seen this coming. Very well, Ishiyama, let us depart. Really? And you're paying for everyone? Oh yes, with your future wages. Ah, there it was. If we had paid attention, right? But we didn't. Well, alright. I should have known something was up the moment Shiguri started complimenting me. Nevertheless, I'm chuckling to myself even as I slip the pay stub back into the envelope. That's definitely more like Shiguri. Let's see. It's 10,000 yen to $100. That was $1,000 for everyone to go to the park? Holy shit. I guess that's on par with like Disney World and all that. Still grinning, I settled back for some more sleep. I know with satisfaction that the heaviness in my limbs is much less substantial than before. I wake to a soft knock at the door. Huh. Someone actually knocked. Who would have thought? Come in. This time it's Misaki who stood to the door. She wordlessly walks over to my side and embraces me. I stiffen awkwardly at her touch. Miki? I'm so glad you're okay, Yama. When I heard that you were allowing visitors, I rushed here as soon as I could. I was starting to think I would never see you again. She drops off into silence for a moment. I feel her fingers clutch at my hospital gown. Yayako and Masato told me about the investigation, about your involvement with the case. Yeah, sorry for not telling you. You didn't have to. I just wanted to say you did well, Yama. Simple words make my throat swell. Before I can respond, she releases me. Settling in the chair nearest my bed, I immediately take note of the stress weighing on her features. She looks a lot more tired than I remember. Something wrong? It's just something about the case that worries me. Have you heard about the recent uproar on Patter? Can't say that I have. I don't have my phone. Well, it seems that the murders caused a political firestorm. People are angry at how the government handled the incident. Wait. Where's the government getting backlash? Aren't the murderers a local issue? Misaki shakes her head. After his re-election last week, Mayor Inori held a press conference. According to the reports, Mr. Ryota was an immigrant. Not many are happy that a foreigner was able to murder innocent civilians within their borders. The mayor blamed Japan's government for granting amnesty to undocumented workers to compensate for the financial crash in 2007. He proposed for Isamu to break away from the country's incompetence by becoming an independent state. Can only remain in stunned silence at this revelation. Mayor Nori is using the murders as his political platform? With all the attention revolving around Ryota, why is the Academy being excluded from the media? Do you know if they mentioned the Academy at all? They haven't. That's what worries me the most. It's almost as if they know. Seemingly lost in thought. As if what? As if someone were attempting to cover up the school's involvement. A cover-up? I know it's a bit of a stretch, but listen to this. She retrieves her phone from her pocket. Remember how the Academy has quite a few sponsors? Isn't that why it's so prestigious? You know, career day and all? Exactly, so I figured what if they were afraid of people knowing they were affiliated with a school who hired a murderer? And how are they able to censor the media? That, I still don't... Dude, the companies have enough money, they can just pay off anyone. Or, more likely, they own the media. Like how Viacom owns this company, that owns that company, that... Oh, happens to own this news media. Liz is dejectedly sinking to her seat. Yama. Yeah? Aren't you angry? Angry? Mr. Ryota, at the media, at fate. You didn't deserve any of this. You've already gone through so much. And yet, it happened anyway. She clenches her fist, and an uncharacteristic shadow veiling across her face. Maybe she's right. Maybe I should be angrier. But all I'm feeling right now is just... relief. Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, come on, you lived. Everyone's safe, that's all that matters to me. I see. She exposes a heavy sigh, saying her this distraught is a little unsettling, to say the least. I guess these past few months haven't been easy on anyone, even Misaki. She should be fretting over entrance exams, or modeling stunts, or social drama, not over her friends almost being murdered. This somber thought prompts me to ask her about school. Since the academy closed up, do you know where you'll be transferring? No. Shifting her eyes, telling me she hasn't given it much thought. You've been studying at least? Aren't the university exams coming up soon? Who are you, my teacher? I'll take that as a no. School hasn't been on my top priority lately. Never has been, to be honest. So you're not worried about getting into university? Not really. Now that I think about it, she never explicitly said what she was planning to attend. So you're gonna do after high school? Model! Dude, she already has a job with the company! Ironic. I never expected I'd be the one to ask this question. I don't know. What about modeling? As much as I enjoy it, I don't think I'm fit for it. Why not? I thought you loved your job. I do, but... She averts her gaze, twirling her phone between her fingers. I went into the business for the wrong reasons. I thought it was an opportunity to experience something new, you know? I thought it'd be easy. But it's not. I can't cope with the stress. I can't focus. I'm always irritable. Tell me, what company would want someone like that? Miki, you're not... But it's true, Yama. You've seen it. I never really think these things through. I just don't know what to do anymore. Strange as it is, Misaki seems genuinely concerned. I take a moment to really consider her situation. The Misaki I know couldn't care less about failing. As long as she had fun doing it, what she wanted, that's all that mattered to her. If you really love being a model, then keep doing it. If you lose interest in that, you always try something else. For a moment, Misaki's expression is unreadable. I'm afraid to have said something extremely cheesy, but she flashes me a bright smile. Wise words from an old man. She's a year older than me. Thank you, Yama. Don't mention it. For some reason, the sincerity in her voice flushes me. Usually, she's the one giving me these kind of pep talks. Suppose I should let you rest. I still need to speak with Rui. I'm sure you'll be alright. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Miki. Of course, rest well, Yama. After flashing one last smile, she strides out the door. It's surprising to see Misaki so anxious. And then again, it's only natural considering everything that's happened. The Academy being excluded from the media. This is fed up with the government. Mary Nori is calling for sovereignty. It seems change is imminent for Osamu. The fact that the murders have garnered so much attention on the scale still boggles my mind. I wanted to dwell on it for too long and force myself to clear my head. Think more on this later. For now, I should just focus on the people around me. All I can do. Focus on Rui. Next visitor comes around an hour after Misaki. Yay! She's dressed in her school uniform, like she's just an ordinary student going to an ordinary school. But if it's a long day of ordinary classes and ordinary teachers. The sight is so ordinary that it makes my throat sore. After these past 3 months, after remembering how she dragged me through therapy, after all that she's been through, looking at her makes me hopeful that life will one day return to normal. I sit back in the chair by my bed, face shining in a typical grin. Morning, lazyhead. Morning. What's with the uniform? I don't know, I kinda missed it after a while. Come again? It's not all bad, I mean, being forced to wear it kinda sucks, but when you don't have to wear it anymore, it feels weird. Like, hey, I'm still in second year. I have another 365 days before I can become an old fogey. Flickering the forehead with a mocking frown. Who are you calling an old fogey? Who do you think? Are you sure you want to stick with that statement? What's that supposed to mean? You know, being an old fogey is a pretty good life. I get killer discounts, I don't have to work, and I have a free pass to say any offensive thing I want. On second thought, never mind. Too late, I have an old person privilege. Heaven help us all. It's a little weird teasing each other like this after what we've been through, but I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, this would function as an amazing segue to a different topic of conversation. Oh no, don't do it. Speaking of old fogies. How are your parents doing? I hate you. I know. She gets my bed a little petulantly responds. They've been visiting over the past few months. They couldn't come in here though because, you know. Because I was isolated, because I was unstable. But I could leave to talk with them at any time. They're really thankful. It'd be nice if you could come over for dinner sometime. They'd like to talk to you about something. Anytime. Sounds like we're both going back to Seda. Yeah, since school's closed, they want me to go back home. Probably tomorrow. They visited earlier. You didn't see them? No, I was probably sleeping. Maybe. Something happened? Oh, well, you know, Des said that something important happened at work. I got caught up in it as usual. Oh, that makes sense. Rui bites her lip and meets my gaze. I really think you should contact your parents. There grows a little chilly. My fingers dig into the blankets. No need, the hospital probably has. Okay. Since silence for another moment, Rui works to find the words to say. Yama? The door suddenly flies open and a familiar face pours into the room. Yahiko, Masato, Misaki, Kira, Elizabeth, already all risen to my bedside. Up and Adam, coach. You're hereby acquitted of all crimes. What? I think she means you're allowed to leave the hospital. And the doctors told you guys this, not me? Come on, man. Only a pen sits around and twiddles his thumbs when there's work to be done. In other words, you got tired of waiting. Well, technically my good minion Yama is officially released due to my considerable influence. Uh-huh, I'm sure. Actually, the scary thing is he's probably telling the truth. I need to ask him about, well, everything, eventually. Oh, get up already. Biz suddenly seizes my arm and pulls me out of bed, shoving a handful of clothing in my face. Get dressed, we've got something to show you. The others smile excitedly, poised on the tips of their toes. Rui grins encouragingly. Lead the way. After giving me a few minutes to change to the spare uniform, we check out of the hospital and clamber into a limousine supposedly paid for by Yahiko. Makes sense. The group's in a chatty mood as we run down the streets to a familiar shopping complex by the academy. Laughter, jokes, and teasing chase away the tension in the air. We stop in front of Café de la Poi, where Yahiko bounds up to the door and opens it with a flourish. Huh, deja vu. After you, my good minions. On the floor, as we step through the door, colorful streamers and balloons are plastered around. Have the cafe decorated letters proclaiming, "Welcome back, heroes!" hanging from the ceiling. Stark contrast from the slick and sophisticated furnishings, but that doesn't stop my gratitude. This is for us? So I don't see anyone else. You guys. Ruri covers her face with her hands. I just... Thank you. I ain't nothing. Just a couple balloons and streamers. I wanted to run a dragon, but Elizabeth said it'd be a fire hazard. Not to mention the minor problem that dragons don't exist anymore. Anymore? Wait, what? Hey, don't forget who's paying for all this. Praise me. But I think that he would actually say that out loud. Thank you for your generosity. Elizabeth said these words plainly and honestly. Could they actually be getting along? But of course, my lady, this is pocket change in comparison to the Curry family treasury. Elizabeth's good mood quickly falters, but Misagi's eyes light up in realization. Pocket change? The Curry wealth is insurmountable, lovely maiden. Truly, your generosity is unimaginable. How kind your spirit is to provide our lowly company with a bountiful feast of refreshments. Wait, refreshments? Ah, so you agree. Hospitality of a Curry is beyond measure. I shall make certain that all my followers learn of this. All of your followers? Okay, Mickey, that's just evil. I believe that 8 orders of high tea will be sufficient for a party. High tea? Now, time to write that, Pat. This is beginning to feel like extortion. Okay, 8 orders of high tea coming right up. The poor soul. More sympathy as he slides over to the counter, attempting to flirt with the server for a discount. Meanwhile, Akira and Elizabeth have dragged 3 tables together and arranged 8 chairs in an even ellipse. Have a seat. We have something special planned. Even more than all of this? Ha! You didn't think we'd drag your asses all the way here just to drink some plant water, did you? Elizabeth seems fairly offended at the disparagement of her beloved tea, but remains silent as Misato flings something out of his backpack. Ta-da! That's a karaoke machine. Binder, land, square, land, a binder. Oh, the last time I saw one of these was during the Edo period. It ain't that old. We're all surprised when Ari suddenly snatches up the binder, flipping through it like a madman. She smiles, the closest thing I've seen to a bro smile from her. It's an RP? Yeah. Can I be GM? Her eyes are almost shining. I've never seen her so happy before. Well, sure, I was gonna do it, but if no one wanted to, but I want to. Huh, role-playing, who would have thought? I don't know you liked board games, Misato. What? This ain't a board game. This is an artifact of story creation that weaves intricate tales of a hero's development. Me and the boys at home played it all the time. Little Baki had to be healer, though, because he couldn't sustain a good pounding. I have an honest feeling about this. How exactly did you play RPGs? I did it out, of course. How else are you supposed to play them? Oh boy. Who needs dice anyway? This way it was all down to skill. No, dice are imperative. This from word from Ari shocks us into brief silence. Dice are pansy. She's a DM. Dungeon master. I was frightened. For a moment, I saw that Ari was radiating a death aura. Might be best to get on a good side. So, what should we do first? We must create a character. Wait, I must develop a word lore. Rainer's eyes in concentration for a brief moment. Steampunk setting, you're an... What? Ego liar what? Clockwork machinery, see to your needs, and humans find ways to reach the heavens. Your fortunes are blessed, placing you squarely in the middle class. Metropolis is lightened and thriving. Of this, you are grateful. God damn, this is as long as that last playthrough. This is supposed to be the ending. Please choose one of the following classes. The Knight, hopefully a cumbersome fighting type. The Heister, a Rogue, a sly mind and wit with nimble feet and fingers. The Alchemist. I want to be the Alchemist. Master of magical artifacts and elements with a scientific twist. The Doctor, a knowledgeable cleric. I want to be the Alchemist. Generally for girls. The Musketeer, a champion of firearms. Engineer, an inquisitive innovator of ingenious inventions. Entertainer, vulnerable to battle but charming and convincing. Wait, did she really come up with that in just 5 seconds? Wow, they also have some fun. I don't know what to pick. Shh, ain't it obvious? There's only one good class. Here we go. Time for Mercenary Misato to the unbeatable fighter. The Doctor! Wait, what? Misato, you know the Doctor's the healing type, right? What, you think I'm an idiot? Always wanted to be the cleric, but they always made me the fighter. Well, this is getting interesting. Very well, Misato, Doctor. She doesn't even seem phased. As for me, I'll be the Heister. Sounds exciting. I'll try my hand at the Musketeer. That fits with your aim. She was in my direction, ready for a snappy comeback, but then she realized that I was complimenting her. Oh, thank you. Her aim really was impressive. Huh, I'll be the entertainer. Oh, so useless? Hey! Said that when we're in a foreign nation, the only thing keeping us from the chopping block are my layer skills. An entertainer could be really useful, not that I'd say that aloud. So Dr. Masato, Heister Akira, Musketeer Elizabeth, Entertainer Rui, Yama, Misaki, and Yahiko remain. Yama, why don't you pick first? Sure. I'll review the list of classes in my mind. Logically, we should probably all pick different classes so that we're a balanced group. Doesn't mean alchemist, engineer, or knight. Being a knight sounds like we'll just have to do a lot of fighting. Being an alchemist sounds... Oh, I want alchemist. This will be the engineer. What do they do exactly? Engineer stuff, of course. Yes, Akira, so I gathered. In that case, I'll be a knight. What? Not an alchemist? Being an alchemist sounds so boring. Dude, you make potions and you throw them. Knights are much more heroic and daring. Well, that's no surprise. Now to start... Whoa, 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 hold up. Yako suddenly pops next to me, apparently done with ordering the budget-breaking 8 high teas. Masato, my man, I thought we agreed that we don't need to use pen and paper. We did? Without responding, Yako reaches his own backpack and displays something. No, something is around the table. Merry Christmas, everyone. It isn't Christmas. Yako's gifts are sight codes, gleaming with the shininess of newly released product. Where could Dude, his parents own the company! Or the board members, whatever. They're just prototypes, but they should work amazingly well for a purpose. As we fit the futuristic spectacles over our eyes, I test the table with impatience. Yako, you must pick a class. Class? Well, strategically speaking, you should pick the remaining class, which is Alchemist. Your command is my wish, milady. Ooh, I'm gonna be surprised they're dating. What's with the stairs? Am I supposed to come up with a name and backstory and all that? Well, if you insist. I like that. Eyes as blue as Egyptian oasis. I was crafted by angels and fell from the heavens. My clothing is skin tight, which helps pronounce my amazing figure. What strikes you speechless, good minions? My dashing good looks? That's not exactly how I would put it. Hey! Great idea. Why don't we get started, Ari? Thank you, Ruri. That is not an idea at all, but very well. Our very literal GM proceeds to close her eyes, speaking in a soft, rolling tone reminiscent of the most skilled storytellers. You receive a letter promising power and prestige if you will simply enter the Caravan Taura at 2000 hours, and as for Ion, what shall you do? Start cocaine! Grow chorus on and waste a moment of time. I agree, full steam ahead, people. Well, power and prestige shall fun and dandy, but there's money involved, huh? Heister, see? Always care for his them shinies, huh? She's barely understandable. I'm not putting up with this throughout the entire RP. Wait, Akira, if it's steampunk, shouldn't we should all speak in British accents? Looks could kill. Elizabeth would currently be my murderer. Don't you dare, Yamishimoto! Tally-ho! We've done quite the bang-up job on our character creations, if I do say so myself. Akira and Ruri apparently don't notice I'm teasing. They only light up with excitement. That is a splendid idea! Why, I do believe that you've landed upon something quite profound, Yamishimoto. Elizabeth buries her face in her hands, but the pair continue on oblivious. Well, Ruri, under these circumstances, it would be prudent to meet this person together, would it not? Oh yes, indubitably, I quite agree. Ari cuts in with her solid monotone, earning Elizabeth some relief. Elizabeth, Masaki, Akira, and Ruri are en route, and... Well, it wouldn't be a party without the great Yahiko Akari. Yeah, I'm gonna go too. Sure, why not? Very well. Ari closes her eyes, contemplating for a moment, then opens them with renewed fervor. En route to the fated tavern, you suddenly encounter a rabid horde of cretinous dingbats. Cretinous dingbats. What? That's something Shiguri says often. And suddenly I'm not surprised anymore. Prepare for battle. Tokens spring up on our monitors, representing rows of hard-faced cretinous dingbats. Yako. Hold up, citizens! Stand back, this is a job for President J. Graves. Go over Mecker, mobilize! You have no ability by that title. And I unleash a fiery storm of death for I am the Alchemist. Ladies and gentlemen, power gaming at its finest. I see. Roll. Yako does so. Ah! You drop your spellbook on your toe. What? Sorry, man, but you gotta stick to being a model. Error 404. Model class does not exist. Maybe it'll work out if he models as an alchemist? No, I protest. These dice must be weighted. But they're digital, Yaiko. They can't be weighted. Look, let's just have Melee in front, Range in the back, and Ruri in the far back. This matter should be fairly simple, considering that it's the first battle in the game. Okay, what exactly do I do? You just gotta play for us, Ruri. We'll keep you safe. Yeah, and Yama will protect you. Or Masato, you know, whoever. Ooh. Our bird boosts team stats and morale if you roll high. You may even provide others with an extra turn. Wow, I sound so useful. You don't know that essentially you're just plugging around on the wood and metal, right? Hey, shut up, Yama. Right, let's get this battle started before everything turns to rubbish. Alright, I fire at the dodgy tosser by the front. Dodgy, ha, tosser, ha 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 ha. Shut up, Yama. I think your accent is really cool. Thank you, ahem. Ooh, 17. Direct hit, musketeer. The apprentice dingbat crumbles to a dust of ignorance once it's a cane. Pretty sure that phrase does okay from security. And I'll attack the nearby enemies. She rolls another decent hit. The apprentice dingbat has fallen by the blade of the knight. Ah, so those dingbats could ever handle me. In that case, I slit the throat of the one in the back. And with a final high roll, the Crentinus dingbat falls beneath the crooked blade of the heister. Only one Crentinus dingbat remains. I got it with my scalpel. You're a cleric, Masato. I don't think you should get anywhere near those enemies. Tsk. You banging on my medical school, I'll show you. And he rolls a 3. Ah, 6. That's not good. You scratched your Crentinus dingbat. Scratch? Told you so. Well, it wasn't terrible at least. Gah! Poor Masato. He must be used to winning from acting out RPs instead of rolling for them. Yama, you should move. Huh? Oh, yeah. Consider my options for a moment. I could just fire it with a pistol, but I guess that seems kind of bland. What's a Crentinus dingbat made out of? Cogs, gears, and steam. Okay. I take the nearest pipe and stick it into mechanisms to jam it. Huh, that's an innovative idea. But why do something so boring when you can make it explode into a ball of fire? Because I might drop my spellbook on my toes. Ha! Gonna... Gee, I wonder. Roll. I do so and... Natural 20! 20? Coach Lucky Luckerson. Once with motion, you thread the pole through the cogs at a critical point. The mechanism locks in place, overheats, and explodes in a ball of fire. What? Congratulations, you have cleared the first battle. Your words are cocaine. Wait, hold up. No, I cannot let a mere peasant suppress the greatness of Govermecker. Let's just skip to the next battle. What? Yeah, oh, and make it a big one, the final battle. Fire armies clashing. Oh, come on. Backing away slowly now. Yaiko, classic antics. I didn't realize how much I appreciated them until now. Very well, you teleport to the final battle surrounded by enemies on all sides. Wait, what? But we haven't even had a chance to level up. My shot sent in the house, shocking Doctor's Medef. We stare at him in silence, completely bewildered by the foreign words spewing out of his mouth. Well, all of us, save for one, of course. You don't understand that you're a healer, right? You should focus on keeping us alive, not showing off. Misaki's response is quick and forceful, fully understanding what Masato just said. Miki, you know what he's saying? Of course I do. You don't? Oh, wait. He was speaking street, wasn't he? Speaking street? She's probably referring to the slang that reigns around over the poor districts of Osamu. I guess that Masato's random word vomit is actually street slang. That makes sense. Hey, Megumi? You speak street too? Misaki. And yes, I suppose I picked it up while I was in District 6. Everyone seems surprised about this revelation. Well, everyone except Rui and I. Sounds so cool. Can you be our translator? Sure. Ash aces! In return to my street. Nirakin, when these Z's can get fit. The fuck? Wish of your street, but I doubt it would be any useful. Whoa, how do you understand everything? Saki shrugs her shoulders. Sort of slipped into my diction, I guess. Well, that's not important right now. Let's continue the battle. Ah, yes, the very abrupt battle of the 5 armies up because of Yaiko Akari. Ah, one detail. Suddenly, a flood of monsters pop on our site codes, practically burning our eyes with light. The other 4 armies are allied and fighting you. All 4 armies? Oh gosh, yeah guys, let's not do this. Can we just go back to the tavern and go through the RP like a normal people? You question the will of the great Akari? Fear not, good citizens. President J. Graves can fight this whole horde with one arm behind his back. I'm never going back. The past is the past. And I'm a doctor. Yes. Yes, you are. Take it that we're fighting then? Yes. Okay, well, don't blame me if you all die terrible deaths. Meh, I know it's a game. We're bound to die anyways. Type of site codes, take our positions. Hopefully they're strategically sound. From what I can tell, Ari's at least nice enough to keep the enemies at the same level as us. Hopefully this is actually beatable. Akira suddenly moves her icon in front of ours, pacing it back and forth like a war general speaking to her unit. A day may come when the courage of men fails, when we forsake our friends and... No, Akira. Aw, coach, what's fun having a final battle if you can have the epic speech? Why do I suddenly get the feeling that we've had this exchange before? Whatever, make it quick. Fine, I'll make it a little more interesting. Men, women, that's not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your hippopotamuses. Wait, what? This day we fight. And with that, Ari, I'd like to pickpocket the nearest enemy. Here's tempted to fail it, but at least she doesn't pay daily for it. But Ari surprises us by breaking in right after Akira's turn is over. The Clockwork Goblin on the flank surges forward and attacks Ruri. Ruri, roll for dodge. Immediately the token on our screen darts a vulnerable backline. Masato and Ruri are wide open. Akira, your move left our backline wide open. Kinky. Relax, at the very least, my dex is really high. Presses a finger into the frame of her site code. Fuck. A 1? Are you serious? Great galloping gophers. Even with your substantial modifier, Rui, you do not dodge. You must really be unlucky today. No, wait, there has to be some kind of mistake. Unfortunately, dear Rui, the mistake seems to be yours. No, man, slow as y'all slip. Do it up. Masato says that everything is your fault, Yaiko, and you need to fix it. But me? Why me? You're the president for the pincher. You're the one who insists on having this battle. Okay, I'll fix it. No, wait. I'm sure Yama will be more than happy to revive Rui using mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. What? Yama, roll a strength, dexterity, constitution, and intelligence modifier. No, in real life. We have no physical dice. I mean that he should do CPR on Rui in real life. Oh, what? Oh, this is getting interesting. You guys can't be serious. I have no opinion on the matter. Wait, Rui's dead? Is she a zombie? No, she isn't, hence why there's no need for CPR. Don't worry, Rui, I'll do it. Masato. There's really no reason to perform CPR. Whoa, dude, you sound intense. Aw, someone's getting jealous. I'm not getting jealous! That's what a jealous person would say. Miki! The group breaks down to the left at my expense. I feel betrayed. Hey guys, you lay off Yama. I'll take one for the team. You know what? I have a great idea. Why don't I just, stay dead? Suddenly, a die roll on the monitors breaks the flow of conversation. Who rolled that? Not I. Nor I. It was me. Alright, pause for a moment, glancing at our GM references before pronouncing judgment. Rui did not die. She has, however, been mortally wounded and taken captive by enemy forces. Ah! Did... What? Huh. This is maybe better than death. Why is my luck so awful? Don't worry, one bit, Rui, we'll save you. Masato, from a strategic standpoint, that is impossible. See how many enemies fortify the base? Wait, no problem, we gotta save Rui. Is this operative we or royal we? Remember who you're talking about, Yama. Masato's probably the most little human being I know. That's true, but... You saying you ain't gonna let the finger? Tiny one, I charge through enemy lines like a man! You're a doctor! Test the psycho to roll. You die. Masato's face crumbles as if Christmas had been cancelled. Oh. Maybe you should have said it a little softer? You die. This is a good example of why you must look before you leap. Honestly, what were you thinking? Charging the land like a bull is quite possibly the worst strategic decisions you could have ever made. Yeah, and what are y'all doing? Nothing. Cut me up all you want, but you ain't nothing better than our enemies standing around like a bunch of drummers. This is punctuated by a very long silence. Oh my. The dummers? Standing around? Yama, let's save Rui. I concur, we must rescue Rui at once. Roger that. Operation Saving Private 3 years ago. Climb every mountain. Ford every stream. Sort out the cocaine. Why are you guys so old? Well, coach, give us the orders. Me? It's the least you can do. You've been utterly useless so far. I trust your judgment, Yama. Hey, I took out the one cog thing. Well, I don't know what possessed them, but for some reason I appreciate their faith. So it looks like we had to fight through a huge mess of enemies to get to Rui. No way around it. This definitely takes some sacrifices. Essentially, my best chance is to use the others to pull the forces away. Little like an elite guerrilla task force. Well, when I think about it, it's not really fair to just sacrifice the others. I'll distract them. Anyone remaining make a break for Rui. What? Are you sure, Yama? Or is this ever-famous act of noble idiocy? The heated fire of his love is unquenchable, even in the face of death. Or simply stupidity. I doubt that this decision is strategically sound. Just get Rui, yeah? I got my token to the flank of the giant forces. Ari. I throw as many explosives and weapons as possible into the army to draw their attention. This comedy with a decent roll, a horde of tokens swarm around me before I can even blink. You're now surrounded by clockwork goblins. That's the cue. Blah, you fools! Get Elizabeth and Misaki charge through the newly opened gap with fervor as I quickly succumb to the giant group of goblins. Stay focused, the end isn't in sight. But just as she utters this, the guards by the prisoner of war camp seem to double in number. Some goblins were sleeping. Uh-oh. Some? The puny resistance force is quickly stamped out by the new horde, leaving Rui hopeless in the clutches of the goblins. Game over. You're all dead. No, not all of us. Have you so easily forgotten that the general still stands? Go over, Mecker. Mobilize. My firestorm, Ari. Roll. Gotta get something good. God damn. What? Again? You drop your spellbook in your other toe. I call foul. Something's wrong with the RNG, dude. There cannot be anything wrong with the RNG. It's simply an RNG. But. It's alright, dude. Getting late anyways. Almost time for my curfew. Huh? Already? The time is actually 5:40. This one must have left the hospital pretty late. Besides, the RP was really fun. I'm sure it would have been more fun if someone didn't insist on skipping to the final battle without a plan. I also really enjoyed it. My compliments to the GM. Wait, are we leaving? But the high tea just got here. Sure enough, two servers just bustled out of the back room, arms laden with trays of teapots and dainty sandwiches. My stomach grumbles embarrassingly loud. Everything looks delicious. Ah, well, if it's food. Mom sits down and unashamedly digs in. Well, that was easy. This is all to Yahiko's generosity. Everybody make sure to express your gratitude. Thanks, Yahiko! Your gratitude knows no bounds. Oh, fantastical benevolence. I appreciate your generosity, if little else. Aw, fuck you, bitch. Thanks, man. Oh, well, you know, this is just a pocket change in Nakari. Notice I've never get on Misaki's bad side. She's totally got Yahiko wander on her little finger. I try a scone near stray, crumbles delicately in my mouth, perfectly cooked. Oh, this is really good stuff. Thanks, Yahiko. But of course, after all, a proper world dictator must keep his minions well fed. At times like this, I wonder if a world run by Yahiko wouldn't actually be that bad. Generosity is popular with the ladies, after all. Take that back. Take all of that back. After scooping some treats onto a plate, I return to my seat. Unlike the last time we were all together, no one's separated into groups. Everyone's sitting around the same table, chatting with smiles on their faces. It's heartwarming. So, hypothetically speaking, what would you do if all the politicians turned into chairs? Well, they'd at least be somewhat useful. Authorities do the best they can, you know. Are they at least comfy chairs if they are edible for them? How can people be turned into chairs? Then again, sometimes discussion are questionable. Hey dude, staring at the lovely angels I see. What? Don't you fret, my good man. I know precisely what you're thinking. You want to woo on them, don't you? I really don't. When you're like, because of Flametire offer, I'm... Wait, really? I said the others. They seem to be immersed in conversation, filling the cafe with a pleasant buzz. Maybe now's my chance to have a little chat with Yahiko. Say, Yahiko. Pause for a long moment. Oh no, hey, they actually use moments instead of long moment, thank you. Trying to find the right words. I was wondering, you know, we never figured out Mr. Ryota, we never figured out Mr. Ryota's motive. You happen to know? I'm all glued with my message. Echo interrupts me. It's fine, dude. I get it. It's kind of hard to think about, you know? 5 people I know, all gone. Smiles painfully forced. Anyway, I don't understand all these killings. But when I was talking with my mom and dad about it, they got totally stressed. I don't know. Doesn't really make any sense. Police don't seem to have a clue either. I mean, apparently Mr. Yoda's an immigrant, but... Why? Why would he kill 4 kids? For no reason. His voice comes gratingly strident, halting all activity in the cafe. Mr. Yahiko, open mouth, no doubt, taken aback by all the sudden gravity in his tone. And then a blink of an eye, Yahiko's face suddenly flashes back into his trademark grin without a hint of shadow. What bothers you so, my good minions? Have I captured your hearts? A moment of silence follows. I can see the hesitation on everyone's faces. Hesitation of wanting to help Yahiko, but not knowing how. Could you smell his arrogant fronts? His impenetrable wall that's impossible to break down. It's possible to help him when he doesn't really want it? Doesn't seem so. Eventually, the group awkwardly returns to the conversation. Yahiko's shoulders slump just slightly in relief. Trying to see his personality switch at the bat of an eye. But maybe that's his coping mechanism. Just like mine is standing from afar, mocking anything I can. Sorry, dude. Anyway, there's a lot of things about Mr. Yoda that still don't make sense. That gives me a bad feeling. Kind of like seeing a guy in a French maid outfit, you know? No. Can't say I do. I'll look into it. Yahiko deserves that much. Thanks, dude. Hey, last sandwich. Any takers? We turn back to the commotion of the rest of the group. The trays almost completely picked clean. That was fast. I guess the cafe's quality speaks for itself. I'll have it. Sandwich? I'd like it. The food is quite delicious. I'm also still pretty hungry. And there's only one way to solve this. A competition. Second thought, I don't want it anymore. Me neither. Meh. I ain't even said what the competition is yet. What is it? Well, you know, a real man's fair, so... How about a riddle game? A what? Honor student in all Masato. I'm pretty sure that Ari... Oh, honor student in all Masato. I'm pretty sure that Ari can beat you on that front. She's probably the most observant people I know. Oh, I know some great riddles. Why don't we have Rui give the riddles? Any of Akira's riddles would be understandable. Oh, okay. Sato marches in front of Rui, eyebrows focused at a harsh line. I don't get. Rest of us gather around him in slight interest. Let me see. There's a 10-foot chain nailed to a wall. The center dips down 5 feet. How far are the ends from each other? They're on the same nail? Center's down 5 feet, then that means it's going down and up totals to 10 feet. What is the length of the chain? Well, you're right, Miss Sato, that was quick. Why would a chain be nailed to a wall? You know, maybe there's something to merit to Miss Sato choosing a riddle competition. Okay, next! Okay, A young woman is attending her mom's funeral when she meets a man whom she falls in love with. But after the funeral, she can't find him. A couple days later, she kills her sister. Why? What? Why the hell would you just... Wait, what? You know, it's purely hypothetical, right? Ain't no kind of answer for that disgusting riddle. Didn't the woman want to meet the man at the sister... Oh! Yeah. Pregnant pause fills the room. Yeah. Rui, isn't that the psychopath test? Maybe you shared it before? The hell, it's dumb is what it is. What kind of shacking... What? Family for some shallow love at first sight. Bad riddle. Next, Rui. Okay, Mr. Pushy. Oh, I know. 4 old men sat down to play. They played all night till break of day. They played for cash and not for fun. With separate scores for everyone. When it comes to square accounts, they all made the same amounts. Not one loss and all gain. Now, what have you heard? Can you explain? Wait, what? Oh, not wrong. This button. 4 old men sat down to play. They played it all night till... so 4 men are playing a game. They played for cash. Can't square accounts. They all made the same amount. Huh. No idea. Maybe a highly improbable chance? Oh, I see. It's quite clever, Rui. Oh, what's the answer? Simply put, the men... No, shut up. I'll solve till I solve this. Elizabeth snorts and rolls her eyes, but stays quiet. Masato begins to pace in agitation as Ari stares longingly at the sandwich. Oh, I know. They were playing day pay. The bank robbery game? Yes, they played for cash. They had separate scores, but they in the same amounts. As sensible as that is, I highly doubt that this will have anything to do with video games. Sorry, that's not technically the answer. Oh. Pretty sure that a dozen kittens just died at that moment. I got it, Rui. The men are all musicians, different scores, same amounts, playing for the night today. Yep, Masato, 2 points, Ari 1. They were Wait, no, let's go back. Oh. Four old men sat down to play. They played all night till break of day. They played for cash and not for fun, with separate scores for everyone. When it came to square accounts, they all made the same amounts. Not one lost, and so they were musicians? Okay, that makes sense. As Rui shuffles through riddles that she knows, the rest of us lean forward, even Masato. And then Masato and Ari are technically the only ones competing. The riddles are interesting enough for us to try. You're opened at 4 a.m. by knocking on your door. It's a friend who came for breakfast. You have bread, jam, bacon, and eggs. What do you open first? The door! Everything at once, of course. Ain't no skimming hospitality. No, it's the door! Same physical possible open all 4 containers simultaneously. Tss, you ain't never been real hungry, have you? Okay, Ari, your answer? Don't you open a door first? Otherwise your friend would be outside. That's right! Haha, even I got that one. Oh, damn, should have seen that one. At least he has the dignity to acknowledge the loss. You know what this means? Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a tiebreaker. And here for Team Marvelous Massa. Oh, yeah! Cafe falls into a deadly hush. Time ticks on. Oh, right. How about Team Tiny Girl with an infinite stomach? Woohoo! Kaori! Think with brains and think with minds. Go and kick Massa's behind. I'm getting a sense of deja vu. Well, Judgery, it's up to you to determine the fate of this matchup. That's a lot of pressure. Looks like this will be a riddle of a lifetime. Okay, let me think. She ponders for a moment in the stillness of the cafe, then clears her throat. Poor people have it, rich people need it. If you eat it, you die. I've heard this one before. Poor people have it. Nothing! The answer is nothing. Poor people have nothing, rich people need nothing. You eat nothing, you die. What is it? What exactly has I already been through in life? Poor people have it, rich people need it, if you eat it, you die. It's drugs. Well, I mean, technically speaking, she's not wrong. Ray quickly rips to Masato with a pleading look. Masato, what's your entry? Masato stands quietly, and for a brief second it seems like a huge burden is on his shoulders. Waiting poised silence for his faithful reply. Finally opens his eyes, enunciating every syllable of Christmas. The answer is nothing. Poor people have nothing, rich people need nothing, and if you eat nothing, you die. Stoic stillness falls in upon the cafe. Something about his words seems unnaturally heavy. And Akira breaks the tension with a loud, enthusiastic round of clapping. Well, darn my socks, looks like we got ourselves a winner. Yes, right. Rui quickly snatches the lonely sandwich from his plate and thrusts it towards Masato. Thereby bestow upon thee the final sandwich. Go, eat, have fun. Drugs ain't the right answer? Most people want to think of drugs. Does that make it wrong? Here we go. Deep questions by Ari Hagara. Rui grunts in a very panicked manner and promptly grabs my sleeve. Well, it's been fun, guys, but it's getting awfully late. Wow, I'm suddenly so tired. It must be my leg. And I gotta head back. Curfew. In that case, it would be efficient to all walk back together. No! 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 Misaki, Elizabeth, Ari, Yayako, bathroom. Time for some girl talk. Yes, of course. Wait, why am I being included? And oh boy, Masato, it's getting really late. You should run back as fast as possible right now. No, I'll just walk with... Oh, Masato, my man, let's go. Without warning, Yayako once again grapples Masato's arm and drags him out the door. I'm not sure what caused this abrupt action, given the fact that he should love being alone with a group of girls. After their sudden exit, Akira leads the other girls to the women's bathroom without another word, leaving Rui and I alone. Wow, that was really subtle. Incredibly subtle. They should become national spies, or international. We pause, a sudden idea sits in my mind, a bit random and spontaneous, but even so. Say, Rui, can you come with me? Where to? Cemetery. Been hovering in the back of my mind for at least the past 3 months. You mean? Yeah. Are you sure? I mean, up till now I thought you didn't. I mean, I wouldn't want to. You wouldn't be. I want you to come with me. Okay, let's go. And we're going to see that's kind of sad. But alright, let's go. We head to the subway and board in silence, riding north along the side of the river. All it takes is to park in the subway and crossing the bridge, and we arrive. The air is beautiful here, but cold. Maybe it's solely due to the sight of an endless stretch of memorial stones, but the lace feels frigid against my skin. I pull my jacket tightly around me and navigate the cemetery. Though it's been a long time, years, my footsteps easily find their way. Ruri lays a gentle hand on my arm, comforting but unobtrusive. On another day, I might stop and muse at how many stones, how many different stories slide just in this one spot. Each engraving, a different life, each monument, a different family history. In this moment, I'm focused on just one thing. I pull to a stop in front of a marker by a boundary of trees where a large stone looms on the ground, brisk letters carved into its surface. Ishimoto family grave. Mizu Ishimoto, February 1999, January 2008. The business card deposit next to the grave is stacked long neglected over the years. So I shuffle through a few of them. Reporters, more reporters, teachers from our schools, more reporters. This is the only mark that she made. A story in breaking news, significant for just a fleeting moment. She would have grown up to be so much more, but instead she was just a kid who suffered a tragedy. 3 months ago, maybe, I would have been furious at the world. No. 3 months ago, I was definitely furious at the world. But now? Hey, sis. I'm sorry that I didn't bring any flowers and incense. Didn't grab any water. Terrible brother, aren't I? I'm silent for a moment. Rui's fingers gently squeeze my shoulder. The wind picks up for a moment and sweeps warm air against our cheeks, almost like a single breath. Close my eyes, I can almost see Mizu's smile, soft, open, with total understanding. She's still 9 years old in my head, hasn't aged a day. Somehow I doubt that she cares about flowers and incense. So, did you get my lanterns? I probably should have visited you sooner, but ring communication is the next best thing, isn't it? Silence again. I swallow past the lump in my throat. I'm having some problems about that day, as you already know. I always wish that you'd live and that I died always. Who knows, maybe if you were still around, no one would have gotten hurt. Maybe you would have caught Ryota before Shiguri and I could have blinked. That sounds like you. The 9-year-old girl in my head frowns imperiously, almost as if to say, Yams! You totally underestimate yourself. It's okay, sis. And I finally realized Mopin Roy doesn't change the past. Pretty sad, huh? You'd think it'd be obvious, considering that time can't travel or anything. But I think in some way, all I wanted to do, really, was remember you. But it meant being miserable all the time. Rui's face is coated with tears, but she doesn't say a word. I don't know why she's crying, but something about the sight is touching. So I think I'm finally ready. I'll be moving on, sis. Sorry to leave you behind. Or is it actually that you've gone ahead and you're waiting? I don't know, but I think you can trust me. Not necessarily because of me, but because this girl, the one who stands next to me, she's my best friend and she has more responsibility than both of us combined. She's really precious to me, so I'm sure you can trust her. I pause awkwardly, looking down at the stone. It feels so empty. No flowers, no food, nothing. I'll, see you later. I step away from the gravestone, but Rui suddenly darts forward. Mizu! I just wanted to say thank you, Mizu. Thank you for protecting Yama. He means a lot, so much to so many people. You're here, Mizu. So thank you. I just feel like you should know that you didn't make a bad choice. Yama will be, well, is really cool. Sleep well, okay? I hope we get to meet someday. Steps away from the stone. I stare at her, flabbergasted. That was quite possibly the highest praise I'd ever received from someone, and she said it in front of Mizu. Wait, it's true. Thanks. Travels awkwardly for a moment, then shrugs. We stare at the ground, suddenly intent on starting our shoes. Finally, Rui slides into the nearby bench set up beneath the tree. She leans her head backwards and stares at the sky. Why don't we rest for a little bit? I sit on the other side of the bench, staring straight ahead. We remain in silence as the breeze brushes past. Our hands folded neatly, almost formally in our laps. At this moment, I'm keenly aware of the fact that something between us has drastically changed. It's not a change that I can verbalize, it's something abstract. Snug, but coiled. Like someone's taking the air between us and stretching over a warm hearth. Yama almost jumped in surprise. Huh? Pause for a moment. The tension expands. I keep my eyes on the long column of stones. I hear a slight shifting of fabric, like Rui's lengthening out her jacket, and then a hollow light clunk. From her periphery, I see her push something towards me, something that scratches gently against the bench. Rui draws her hand and turns her head away without a word. Hesitantly, I reach out and pick up the object. Small, long box wrapped in gold paper and tucked with a crinkled silver bowl. It's for you. Pause for a moment, my throat dry, so I gathered, like everyone else is around here. Rui remained silent, her face turned away. I gingerly raised the box and shake it against my ear. No sound. It's not like it'll explode or anything, idiot. This is not even looking, and she can tell what I'm doing. That's still pretty remarkable. How many fingers am I holding up? Oh, come on, just open it. Pull the ribbon loose and work my fingers into the paper, clearly separating the creases. A black box slides out of the ribbon and lands in my hands. It has no branding, but its weightless in my palm exudes a sense of importance. What is this? You opened it, you know. With the lid of the box, a tiny part of me expecting some kind of bomb. No, it's not a bomb. It's a pen. It's a very expensive-looking pen with a marble cobalt barrel and trimmings of silver on the other end. Gently pick it from its velour lining, examining it in the scarlet sunlight. It lies heavily in the creases of my fingers, almost as if it's pressing life directly into my skin. Everything about this pen just screams money, and somehow I don't think Yaiko bought this one. Place the pen back in its case, clearing my throat. Suddenly it's practically impossible to look at Rui. Thanks, I try to say. Thanks for the pen. Thanks for everything. The words stop short of my throat. I awkwardly cough. Wow. You opened it? This is pretty shiny. Do you like it? Well, yeah, it's really nice. Stupid. It's a nice pen, but it's more than that. How long has it been since I made that one dumb offhand comment in the amusement park? Embrace the future, Yamas. This is ideal of technology. I'll say with pen and paper, thanks. Are you an old man? You don't even use pen and paper. I would if I had a pen that worked. You can always, I don't know, buy one. Now why do I do that? Has you really been thinking about something so insignificant all this time? My fingers shake as I press the lid over the box, mine racing too fast to track. Rui cares. I've known about it for a long time, but she remembers something random, something trivial, something that really didn't matter. No one even uses pens anymore, no one with common sense, that is. And yet she prioritized it. She invested in it. For whose sake? Mine? I don't even know how to properly thank her. If I can properly thank her. Into her, gripping the box tightly in my hands, grasping for words. Rui. Wait! Before you say anything, I have something I want to tell you. She's still facing away from me, stubbornly keeping her eyes on the stones. Only sit in numb silence. So, I was thinking about, when we argued. And I guess I realized that I don't really give you enough credit, not out loud at least. I just wanted to say, thank you. I guess I've been saying it a lot recently, but, you can never hear too much encouragement, right? Why? Why is she thanking me? She already complimented me in front of Mizu, and now? Is this, well, everyone might tease us about it, but this is just a gift between friends. I'm just so grateful. It sounds so cheesy, but I'm thankful that you protected me. In that classroom with Mr. Ryota, I felt so alone. I didn't think anyone would care for me, but there's always hope, isn't there? No matter what. Anyways, all that was to say that this was a gift and no strings attached. I just want you to use it well. And I know now that you'll always protect me anyway. Turns to me, the last remnants of sun streaming through her hair in a river of fire. Every facet of her face lights up in a smile. A smile, pure, childlike joy stumbled to the heart. Thank you, Yama. You're my best friend. That moment becomes still. Damn it, man, you fucked up. You could have had her. Funny, to another person, maybe the sentence would be offensive. I'm your best friend. That's it. That's all I mean to you after so many years. But to me, it feels like the greatest gift I could ever imagine. After Mizu, I never thought I could be normal again. Never thought that I could laugh, have fun, or tell stupid jokes to a close circle of friends. To be honest, I never thought that I would have friends at all. Life was empty, gray. I practically lived in a distant corner of the school playground. I never grow up as a normal kid. Not anymore. I don't want to be friends with dopey, boring Yami Ishimoto. At least that's what I believed. The wind gently brushes into a current that threads through us, whispering through fabric into a time that never ends. Our eyes are locked, but not in tension, not even worriness. Some peace, a baseline earthy peace that feels unshakable, a sense of security that can't be replaced. Feel the corners of my lips slowly tug upwards, pulled unbidden by something light and warm, and my eyes close, and I'm laughing. Not like sarcastic chuckles that I've dominated the past few weeks. Not even like the sighs of relief early this morning on the snorts of amusement throughout the day. It's something that I haven't felt in a long, long time. Quiet, pure, airy. Something that makes me feel like I can do anything. Is this happiness? The emotion swells inside, and my grin broadens so it feels like I'll burst off my face. And Rui's laughing. She's laughed often, but this time it's also different. There's no gap between her breasts. Everything is fluid, almost as if it's pouring out of her. We just sit there, turning back to childhood, two doors slapping like idiots in the middle of a cemetery. It's probably disgraceful. We probably look like we're insane. But I close my eyes and feel the sun on my face and realize that I don't care. Or rather, maybe I care about what actually matters. Rui's laughter finally quiets and she settles back, a light blush curling her cheeks. If it's okay, can we get together tomorrow? I have something important to tell you. It should be an ominous phrase, but I only find myself grinning. You know, that you can just tell me now, right? Well, she blushes a little deeper, digging her fingers through her skirt. Me and Masato. He's gonna be the father of my baby. Like she's self-conscious about uniform. The weather's not feeling quite right. The stars not perfectly aligned to horoscopes. Yeah, I get it. Tomorrow it is. The brief pause. Rui lowers her gaze. Well, should get going. Rui? Huh? You're my best friend too. She goes deeply at this, but a hint of that light, airy smile returns to her face. I know, you told Mizu. But, thank you. So much I want to say. Thanked me for so much, things that don't even matter, but I haven't thanked her for anything. It's because of her make-believe that I got by Mizu's death. It's because of her support that I've gotten by these past few years. The romance conundrum? I don't know. It seems so far away, so insignificant. Just want to show her the gratitude that she deserves. But I can't seem to find the right words to say. If anything that comes to my mind gets lodged in there, I guess we better head back. Can I just say that? You might have, yes. Or where are you even staying? Isn't the school closed? Well, it's not like they could just kick us out with nowhere to go, so there's temporary housing for students in an apartment complex. You're going there? Actually, I'm gonna go home. Mom and Dad arranged everything already. All my stuff's there. They're going to drive me back. I'll wait with you. No, you need to go home. It's getting dark. It's not safe for you to be around. What makes it safer for you? I'll be fine. Don't forget to come by tomorrow, okay? I'll be there. You'd better. Bye. Comes over. Hey, remember the edge of the cemetery that lines up with the street. That is my nerves. At the very least, she'll be in public. Head back to my own apartment, holding this novel, airy feeling as tightly as I can. Last traces of the sun still got out of the sky, replaced with a deep shades of cobalt. Been a good day. Stop in front of my apartment door, reaching towards the key padlock. And I hear it. Faint melodies of some classical strain are bleeding through my door. Music coming from my apartment, the apartment I haven't been in 3 months. As the glow of ignorant happiness falls away from me all at once, I push the door open, quietly, adrenaline spiking in my veins. Of course it's not over. Was I getting complacent? Into the apartment as the music warbles on. Aside from the moonlight streaming through the curtains, everything is dark. I should switch the light on, but nothing happens. The music swells to a crescendo. My hands grow clammy. I tighten them against my jacket. Something pricks at the back of my neck. Up around, squinting at the shadows. Nothing but stillness. Who the fuck's in your apartment? Someone's in my apartment. Could it possibly be... No, he's under custody. He has to be. Shigiri would tell me if he escaped. Just close to tightening my shaking grip on the handle with a knife. Awash with silver. Good evening, Yamishimoto. God damn it, Natsuki. Against the window, arms crossed over her chest as she surveys me with a patronizing smile. Natsuki? Was she the one who hired him? How did she get here? What is she doing? Did you miss me? My grip goes slack, the knife clatters to the floor. What are you doing here? I wonder. I just walked into my apartment. I already have. Get out, I'm calling the police. Go ahead. You believe they would listen? All silent at that, my head spinning too fast to track. Closing down the school, withholding information on the crime, setting up Ryota as a scarecrow immigrant. It was you. That was you. Oh dear, I could hardly take credit for such a masterwork of art. No, I'm just an ordinary teenage girl. Beset with high school drama and college entrance exams. A sudden thrill of rage races across my veins. I lunge forward, slamming my hand against the stone glass. Look, Tanaka, I'm not in the mood for games. Oh, that's interesting. I could have sworn you were just playing one. What? Are you feigning ignorance now? I speak of the, RP, of course. How could you know? I believe I've been over this before, Yama Ishimoto. It is hardly of any importance by this point. Suddenly, I twist her fingers into my collar, her face dropping into a harsh straight line. What really matters is your sheer ignorance. You should have heeded my words while you had the chance. Your words? They should have stayed out of this. All of this. She releases me, shouting me back with surprising strength. I barely catch myself against the wall. I caught the serial killer, isn't that what? She was behind it. Natsuki barks in harsh laughter. What, that little pawn? I'm gonna go patting myself on the back for him if I were you. Practically spoon-fed him into your hands. She claps hollowly, every facet of her face a light and sardonic smile. Congratulations, Yama Ishimoto. I think this is the end. You aren't even close. Slides to the door with cat-like grace, tapping something over her hip. The deadly fugue cuts off abruptly. Oh, and you might want to change your key code. Holy fuck. I sink through my sofa, waiting in the darkness of my apartment. Only one phrase runs through my mind. Ryota in jail. Rui alive. So what? Press is silent. The school is closed, and according to Shiguri, something's wrong with the police too. I understood everything, but Natsuki is always one step ahead. I thought I was orchestrated, but it looks like I'm just a pawn. Still too ignorant. Still too weak. I don't know what's going on, but maybe this is when it all changes. Maybe now I'm capable of fighting back. For Mizu, who I should have protected. For the smiles of my friends. For peace and happiness, I guess. How cliche. Maybe now maybe it's time to stop saying back, think about everything that could go wrong. Maybe it's time to move forward. There's something behind all these murders, and I have to figure out what that something is. I can do it alone, and I can't do it alone, but I guess I'm realizing that I won't need to. I dreamed of something strange. At the time it was perfectly clear, something so vibrant that it was almost tangible. There was smoke, something heavy in the air, kind of blackness filling my lungs. While I was dreaming, I understood everything, but after waking up, it felt vague. A silhouette mist in fog, like it was something important. Normally, I might check if Natsuki stole anything from my apartment. To be honest, though, she doesn't seem like the thieving type. If anything, she's probably just the kind of person who relishes an abject terror of humanity. So I guess I'll wash up and get dressed and do whatever else is routine. Waiting for the moment of truth until I meet Rui today. It's a little strange. Now that the day's bright and the sun is shining and the weather is stereotypically beautiful summer day, I find that my head is painfully clear. Cryptic warnings? Whatever. It's only ominous in the dead night when accompanied by Dance Macabre. I'm meeting Rui today. Can't deny any longer. She's going to confess to me. She's going to say that she likes me and is No. And by the way, this doesn't mean we have to date or anything. She just thought she should let me know. Nope. She's gonna confess that Misato confesses love to her, and so she's gonna go with him. And she's liked me for forever. But because I'm just such a dummy, I never realized it. But anyway, where was she going with this? She had a point. Alright, she likes me. Yeah, that's all she had to tell me. And she'll finally stop breathlessly. I'm supposed to act floored because she was so very subtle about hiding her feelings. Maybe it sounds arrogant, but it's true. I can't deny that for some unknown reason, Rui Hayata has feelings for Yama Ishimoto. The problem has always been, what do I do in response? You'd think that after facing serial killer together, nothing else would pale in comparison. And, well, I guess I did. Yesterday, and for the past 3 months even. But maybe I'm having doubts now that the event is actually imminent, because for the first time it's not just something I can push off for later. I won't have to face it. Today. The thing is, I know what Misaki would say, what Akira would say. She likes you, and you need her. What's the problem? That's the problem. That's exactly the problem. Rui doesn't deserve anything half-hearted. She doesn't deserve a guy who doesn't even know how he feels, or a guy who's using her for his own purposes. She deserves someone who's totally, madly in love with her, who will pursue her to the ends of the earth, who will fight for her like she's... Why do I suddenly think Misato's Because he said it! I will respond, well, I'm sure that doesn't matter to her. She likes you for you. I will respond, it does matter. It will always matter. It will matter because in a few months Rui will be disappointed, claiming that she's in a one-sided love, and she'll want more from me than I'm able to give. Matter because if anything happens between us, I'll have no one left. And Misaki or Akira will respond, love is a choice, love is an action. It's not wishy-washy feelings, you can choose to love her. And they'll continue, so go, confess, seize the day! At that convenient moment, Rui will call me, and the shoujo manga will be complete. And spare the devil, don't tell me this is about to happen. Hey, I know we're supposed to meet up today, but I was thinking that... Yama? My voice dies in my throat as I flop in the car. Hi, Dad. Awkward pause. I expected this call to come today, in fact. I expected this call to come, well, ever. What exactly has been going on? I don't hear disapproval in his voice. I don't hear anger. I don't even hear worry. He sounds distant, just like how I feel distant. Nothing much. It sounds feeble coming from my mouth. Of course, stuff has been happening. They've been paying the hospital bills. They've been receiving notice from the schools. Who knows? Maybe Shiguri talked to them. I want to hear from your own mouth. Yama, what's this about a serial killer? And Rui, and... They weren't supposed to call. They were supposed to be ignorant, be able to keep their son at a distance, abiding by whatever arrangement was most comfortable for them. Yeah, there's been disappearances at the school. It was actually because a faculty member at the school was kidnapping students and murdering them. Yes, we heard. I can't believe it. He almost killed Rui. That sounds follows the statement. Wait, my palm's sweating against my pajamas. So, the hospital visit... Yeah, another silence. So much for not bothering my parents. Yama, you almost died, didn't you? You had to tell me that there was no other option and that you called the police. There wasn't, and yeah, I did. There was yet another silence. It's almost as if we're co-workers having like closer there than family. To be honest, I can't really say why. It's not like my parents hate me. In fact, I know that they care for me. Things would just be different. We were a close family in a way. Mom and Dad were always smiling, always laughing, always excited about their restaurant. But after Mizu, son, huh? Did you hear, Mother? I paused. Dad sighs. We're coming to pick you up. Now. Wait, what? Leave? Now? There's too much unfinished. There's too much that I'm leaving behind. There's just too much. Honey, we thought you'd be safe and happy in a summer with Rui, but I am. Oh yes, I could tell from the hospital notice and from the serial killer that was apparently after you and Rui's next. Dear, please come down. You're coming back, Yama Ishimoto. I'm not. And suddenly his voice cracks. Losing my other kid. Just like that, the distance between us shatters into pieces. I fell backwards, my mind flying for expectations, guilt, nostalgia. We've been distant for years. We've barely spoken. Most times I don't even come home for the holidays. Because after Mizu died, all they did was push me away. Right? Or was I the one who pushed them away first? I don't remember. All I know is I don't want to go back. Not yet. I still need to stay in the city. I still have so much to discover about Ryota, about the news, about everything. But it's probably selfish. No, it's definitely selfish. All this time, I thought what my parents sent me to school with Ryota to kick me out. But it looks like they've just been trying to care for me. Trying to repay the favor? We're getting in the car. Pack your stuff, Yama. We'll be there in 3 hours, honey, on the dot. 3 hours. 3 hours to say goodbye to all the friends I made. Tie up all the loose ends I've left hanging. Including my visit to Rui, if I'm going to visit her at all. What will I even do when I return to my hometown? Sleep? Watch movies? Waste the day just like I used to? No. I'm not being a samurai anymore, but that doesn't mean that I can't do anything productive from home. Okay, have a safe trip. Bye-bye, honey. You be safe too. Gotta get to Rui. With that, the call shuts off. I probably should have felt relieved, or happy, or grateful for learning that my parents haven't been ignoring me this whole time. But I only feel blank. Maybe the distance is too much. Maybe it's all too late. I carelessly begin to throw some of my belongings in a luggage. But stop short checking the time. 3 hours. I just have enough time to visit one friend. Pop over to Rui's house before my parents arrive. Who? Just one person? It all seems so sudden. Oh, then again, I guess I shouldn't be making this a big deal. I'm not exactly moving to a different planet. So if I only see one person before I see Rui. Oh. Hell no, hell no, hell no. Saki's a childhood friend, so. Bring, bring. Pick up your phone. And she's being eaten by a bear. Big scare bear paws. Terrible. Hey Yama, what's up? It's kind of a sudden, but are you busy with work right now? No, why do you ask? Do you think we can meet up? Silence pervades over the line. She didn't hang up, did she? Are we going on an adventure? What? So, no? No, I just wanted to talk to you about something. Oh, I see. So where do you want to meet? How about the court? Oh wait, the school's closed. Is there anywhere else that we could have a decent discussion? Ah, of course. Have you been to the river by school? The river? Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Alright, I'll see you there in a bit. She cuts the call. Well, time to head to the river. I leave my luggage in my apartment and head outside, slipping Rui's pen into my pocket. The day is beautiful and bright, sending waves of sparkle skirting across the surface of the Rainbow River. I almost drowned in it twice. I might actually appreciate its beauty. As it is, I can barely bring myself to approach a bench that's a good distance from the river's edge. And Misaki already waiting for me. Her elbows are propped on the railing, a faraway gleam in her eyes. She overlooks the cityscape. That's odd. Normally she would be absorbed in her phone or snapping photos of everything around her. Tap on the shoulder to get her attention. Afternoon, stranger. Oh, you're here. It's about time you showed up. Well, sorry for not having superhuman speed. You always just jump into radioactive voice like all the other superheroes. Does the Rainbow River count? As pretty as it is, it's pretty polluted. So you're saying you already have superpower? If I said I could destroy enemies with a one punch, would you believe me? Haha, One Punch Man. Not the slightest, you need to be bald for that. Yes! How that relates to having superpowers beyond me. One Punch Man. So, what did you want to talk about? It must be important if you couldn't tell me on the phone. I fixed my house on the Training River. Taking a moment to decide how to break the news. I'm moving away. Moving away? You mean back to Seto? Yeah. Parents were very happy when they heard about the incident. So they told me to move back with them. They don't think Asami was safe anymore. Misaki's fingers curl around the railing. Her gaze still transfers somewhere off in the distance. I see. After we've just reunited, I just thought that maybe we could spend some time together just like when we were younger. But I might have been getting ahead of myself. Despite her composure, there's a catch in her voice. I'm so sorry, Yama. I shouldn't be this upset. I would reach forward, then step back, and then settle for an awkward pat on the shoulder. I get it. I don't want to leave either. Well, I mean, it's ironic, isn't it? 4 years ago, I was the one to leave, now it's you. If anyone should be upset after all this time, it should be you, at me. And yet... She lifts her eyes to the sky and tilts... Holy shit, it's already 11 o'clock. Holy fuck, I didn't realize it was that late. Man, I did not realize. Sheesh. Well, I didn't get out of bed till like 2:30. She lifts her eyes to the sky and tilts her head back, breathing deeply. After a moment, she seems to regain her composure. Have you told anyone else that you're leaving? I haven't had the chance. My parents are picking me up in a few hours. That soon? Yeah, unfortunately. She bites her lips, seemingly lost in thought. Yama, there's something I need to tell you before you go. What is it? There's a face me, reaching out to hold my hands. I shrink back instinctively, but that would be kind of rude. Saki was always very handsy. Thank you for never leaving me. But I am leaving. That's not what I meant. She sighs heavily. I know I'm not the easiest person to get along with. I used to drag you everywhere with me. You always ended up getting hurt or in trouble or even both. And yet you never hated me for it. She smiles wistfully, her grip tightening around my fingers. Thank you for always being there for me, Yama. That's why I love you. This sudden nonchalant declaration leaves me speechless. Misaki loves me? Since when did that happen? What's the matter? What about Rui? Oh, I love Rui too, of course. Wait, what? Is it wrong with me to say I love you guys? You mean you weren't... I wasn't what? So generally confused until a realization dawned on her. Oh, you thought I was confessing. Ah, she's your friend. Maybe I'm on not in that way. I'm talking myself from a grip and embarrassment. And you probably shouldn't be using the word love so casually, Mickey. Crap, now I'm starting to sound like Elizabeth. During my anguish, Miss Saki slaps me in the back, a smug grin plays on her face. You thought I was confessing and the first person you can think of is Rui? I thought you said you didn't have feelings for her. Well, you see, stumbled over my words like an idiot. Why did I think of Rui? Sure, I know that she likes me. Is that why my intrinsic response is to reject anyone else? Honestly, I don't know. You are going to see her before you leave, aren't you? Huh, oh yeah. She's the one who told me to visit her, actually. Pretty sure she's going to confess to me. Don't tell me you're getting cold feet. Well... Ooh. What are you? You have to see her, Yama. You can't just ignore the situation anymore. I know that you're scared. I know that you don't want to lose her, but just imagine how Rui must be feeling right now. She's probably just as afraid as you are. And if things don't work out, do you honestly believe you'll ever grow apart? After everything you've been through together? I've known you both for long enough now, and there's no denying that you care for each other. Even if it isn't in a romantic sense. So go talk to her, Yama. She needs you right now. Simply done with her scolding, Misaki releases me. She's right. She's completely right. I never really considered how hard it must have been for Rui to decide to confess. You don't know she's going to do that. She's going to tell you that Masato bent over barrel short off for the sakes now she's pregnant with this child. Alright, probably not. This I'm going to do is take her words to heart. Okay, good. Not that we have that settled, I have a favor to ask you. What might that be? Promise me that you'll use pattern more often. That's a very tame request coming from Misaki. Alright, I promise. Cross your heart and die? Isn't it cross your heart or hope to die? Probably. I was never good with idioms. I chuckle at that. Alright, but I still want to know what to pat about. Like I told you before, it could be anything. So I could just post a picture I took of you picking the school lock. You didn't! Oh, what's wrong? Afraid it would tarnish your online image as the cool, polished trendsetter? I thought we were partners in crime, Yama, not backstabbers. Help those who help themselves, right? Or I might have a better idea, which is... Might make yourself popular in pattern, we establish influential connections. Then with our combined leverage, we take over the world! My own? My love? My precious? Precisely. This girl scares me sometime. And yet, why do I feel honored? Some twisted way, I guess it's because she regards me as an equal. Come to think of it, that was the case even when we were younger. To Misaki, I was never this troubled or weird kid. I was just a friend. Someone who she wanted to have adventures with, someone who she wanted to experience life with. Guess I'd always appreciate that, even if world domination is a bit of an extreme case. Say, Miki? We? I gotta go soon, so could you tell the others why I had to move away? Sure thing. You, dude, don't you have a phone? Can't you just text them like, you called her, so you'd be like, hey guys, parents are making me leave, sorry. Could have asked why I didn't want to tell them myself. She could have asked why I couldn't just text them on my own. She simply accepted. She simply trusted me. Thanks. I turned away, but her hand touched my arm. Yama. See you later. I swallow my throat, suddenly feeling heavy. You too, Miki. And with that, I walk away, heading to the train station. Every step feels surreal. I'm walking through lights, or water, or some half-formed dream. This is the part of my mind is whispering. Moving? It can't be real. This can't be real. Earlier this year, the thought of leaving with someone would be unimaginable. I had nowhere else to go. Even now, I don't really have anywhere to go. Well, either way, I need to meet with Rui before my parents arrive. I board a subway to Rui's house, gripping the pen in my pocket as the tunnel lights glare past the windows. Just go there. Just talk with her. Just hear her out. I'd like nothing more than to bolt, but this is the time to man up and face the problem head on. Everything will be fine, probably. Get there and she's on top of Masato, just having herself a good time. My arrival in District 2 is quiet and unhurried. Both the station and the roads are practically empty. But it's closest to the heart of the city, this district takes on some definite suburban qualities. Plants are definitely more plentiful here than in the other districts, save for the boundary by the Samu Forest. As I jump to the nearest cab, I catch a glimpse of the towering cluster of research buildings that line the roads. They're the closest skyscrapers in this district, most of them proudly bear the insignia of Way Forward Pharmaceuticals. Well, I guess that District 2 is known for its medical district for a reason. Hospitals, retirement homes, top-tier specialized treatment centers, District 2 would have it all. I've experienced it for myself, for more than I would like. I dismiss my thoughts as the taxi rolls its way to the quieter side of the district and pulls to a stop at the entrance of a suburban neighborhood. A quick payment later, and I'm striding to a familiar picket fence house on the corner of the street, surveying the sign hung cheerily on the door. Home is where the heart is, and heart is where the Hayatas are. Cute. I always thought of that phrase as stupidly cheesy when I was a kid, but once you grow up a little, I can start appreciating stupidly cheesy things. I stand before the house for a moment, breathing quietly through my nose. This is it. Point of no return. Is that what they call it? No matter where, it's no longer possible to have one foot in water and one foot on land, with a fence too high to straddle and too thin to bounce on. Yes or no, black or white, A or B. It's time to make a decision, whatever decision means. Raise my hand to the door. Pause. One hand. How many lives have been ended with one hand? Roman gladiators, looking to audiences, searching for the telltale direction of the thumbs. Execution orders from monarchs all over the world, given with a snap of the finger or raising of an arm. Anyone with a semi-automatic in their hand able to end a destiny with a twitch of their index finger. Yeah, this isn't good. My mind wandering again. I tell myself that the situation isn't even that bad, that really I just need to focus. Now's not the time to lose my head. Raise my hand and knock on the firmly on the door. But it gives way beneath my knuckles, creaking open and this... Huh. No! 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 What did you do, Natsuki? A strange curl of fear friends me last time I pushed the door, my voice cracking. Uncle? Annie? Rui? A flood of sunlight washes around my figure, bathing the living room in an ivory glow. What it reveals is cruel, unforgiving, as bleak as it is bright. Are you fucking kidding me? Shards. First thing that my eyes land on, fragmented, torn edges, shards of metal, wood, glass, all strewn over the floor and the furniture. Cushions with ragged seams are scattered on the ground, accompanying their toppled armchairs and sofas. Holy fuck, are you kidding me? Just fixed in shock, I step forward. Myers rolling around. God damn, are you fucking... How is this the good ending? Let me check. The climax, the good ending. Oh, this says this is the good ending according to the guide. How the fuck is this a good ending? Now I can see as the pan set on the stove, old oil dancing over blackened food. The stove's still alight. Doesn't take a genius to realize that it's source of the stench. Fire hazard in any case, in any other circumstance, and yet does it feel like fire is the worst to come. I chuckle. Maybe they were preparing for my arrival. Hospitality is always their strong suit. Despite that, abandoned cooking, lit stove, burning food. 3 signs all point in the same direction as the structure before me. Something that winds in a lazy path into the dining room. Glass crunches beneath my shoes as I stop by the joining corridor, lifting my eyes slowly to the dining table. Dread. Oh god, no, 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 no. But I never felt it like this. Stuck against the wall, my heart stopping cold in my chest. Rui's father slouched against the table, head pressed almost comically into a bowl of soup, his hands hanging idly at his side. Blood is coated over the back of his skull, crusting over his neatly... What the f... God damn it, Natsuki! His skin is pale, lifeless, his joints solidified from rigor mortis. Dead. How could this happen? My vision spins angrily before my eyes. I feel the automatic response of my conscience slipping away. No! No! I wrestle reality back into my grasp, jerking away from the terrible scene. I had to call the police. Get help. Do something! I stumble out of the dining room, jamming at my phone with trembling fingers when my foot catches something stiff and creaky and something very human. Rui's mother, blank-eyed, cuts from the shattered fragments on the floor, covering about her jaws locked in shock at an unseen assailant. Bolo hose planted squarely in her chest, soaking her clothes and the carpet around her with blood. Clutching her frozen hands in the pitiful capsule of pepper spray, a laughable self-defense when surrounded by such devastation. I shakily pull myself to my feet, my breath coming fast and heavy. Too late. Dead. All my fault. Fucking Natsuki. Rui! Where's Rui? I stagger upward, vision still twisted as I pull myself along the wall into the kitchen. She might still be alive. She might be okay. My ridiculous, this senseless hope, and yet I feel strength bursting into my limbs, clearing my mind one vital minute. Let's invent a little story. Let's say that once upon a time a terrible murder occurred at an unsuspecting full suburban home. Two accomplished adults, beautiful and gentle adults, brutally shot to death. Let's say that the home was ravaged, that shards of... What? Let's say that the sacrifice was not in vain, that despite the blindsiding crime, the daughter of the precious little girl was able to escape. This daughter found refuge. She waited for her friends. She was terrified. She was upset, but she was alive. Let's invent this little story and pretend that it's true. Let's sleep in peace tomorrow. Right with hope, ready to fight for a brighter tomorrow. Our stories, no matter how beautiful, are always so very wrong. Because in the kitchen, there's an island counter. At the edge of the island counter, there's a sickening lump of blood that lazily oozes down the cabinet. Below the island counter lies something very mocking. How is this the good ending? Hope that had risen my chest. What the fuck happened? No, this isn't true. I humble against the floor, splatting butter over my knees. I taste something metallic on the corners of my tongue. Visceral memories, barely 3 months old, surged in my eyelids. No, this was over. Everything was over. Isn't it true? Isn't true? Isn't true? Pipes screaming, wood on metal, and a knife sinking deep into the flesh. No, 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 no. I seize the nearest object, a renegade shard from a nearby shattered bowl, and gash it violently against my skin. I shoot, skitter across the surface, or glide like ice, or feel distant, quiet. Someone rolls away, but my arm shrieks in protest as the edge grips into the flesh, drawing slow, weeping blood. Only stares, it throbs. Not a nightmare, not a dream. Nothing but reality. Wow, what the fuck is going on? God damn it, Natsuki! I barely managed to turn away in time. Digested saliva drips from my lips and seeps into the cracks of the tile floor. A vision. Hallucination. Some other explanation. Not this. Never this. My sweat is ice cold against my skin. I'm shivering with such intensity that my bones rattle in my eardrums. How could this... No! No, 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 no! 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 I did all this to save Rui! Smoke, flooding, exhaust. No. This is supposed to be over. This is supposed to be behind us. She was safe. She made it home. She wasn't at school. She was safe. I forced my eyes to drift down, engraving every corner, every color, every spike of light to the deep recesses of my mind. Eyes glazed, mouth slightly agape, a remnant of surprise. She's dressed nicely, so nicely. I don't even remember the last time I saw her out of uniform. She's even wearing jewelry. I choke over my own voice. Right, she thought of dressing yesterday. She thought of meeting up with me. We were going to have a little dramatic scene, something to do with I like you and me too, maybe. We were going to eat together with her family, maybe being embarrassed, maybe being understanding. Who knows what decisions we would have come to, but that is a different world. Her to her cheek, touching her jaw with the edges of my fingertips. There should be warmth, pulsating life. I expect to feel her breath against my palm. Cold. Still. Unnatural. Mannequin manufactured by fate. Small sigh expels from my lips, swashing against her bangs. Rui, wake up. Her eyes are wide open, unblinking, staring contest on the other side of life. She's not here. Tracks my throbbing arm back to my side, slumping ceremoniously against the kitchen island. Shouldn't I scream for help? Shouldn't I wail in anger? But I only feel numbness settling over my skin. Something deep, calm, like a lake frosting over. Of course it would be Rui, just like it was Mizu. There doesn't need to be any logic, there doesn't need to be any sense. There has to be is cold enough for giving injustice. All there has to be is misery, pain, suffering. Death can strike whenever it pleases, so long as it receives its ample reward. I throw my head back and laugh. It reverberates in the empty, splintered ceiling. Beautiful, I muse. It's a cold kind of beauty, but it's beautiful. Just like death. My eyes drift to Rui's face. I only stand there in irreplaceable calm, stilling all other thoughts. You can almost see it from here. Her fragile, pale body laid gently against the ground like a princess in slumber. Maybe she'd be smiling a peaceful smile. I like that. She'd be lovely. Quiet, vulnerable, weak. She'd be standing here, frozen in shock, damages swimming before her in a macabre production. Weak. She'd be trying to call the police, but her fingers would slide across the bloody surface of her phone to no avail. Weak. I wish that we could trade places. Wish I would be the one lying on the floor and she would be the one slumping against the wall, with useless phone clasped on her trembling fingertips. I wish that I would be the one with my jaw solidified in horror, and she would be the one with a peaceful, emotionless smile. I wish that I would be gone, drifting away in my soulless wind, and she would be here, her spirit tortured and rent apart, but alive. I wish many things most of the time to be ridiculous to name. This, too, must be ridiculous. My vision blurs. Perhaps I care, perhaps I don't. Sunset clouds steep gently in Rui's pool of blood. Time wears drearily on. See nothing. I hear nothing. There's nothing in my mind but a pale reflection, a glimmer of scarlet ribbon first behind my eyelids. Clock ticks. I talk. Of all people, Rui Hayata. We'd just escaped a serial killer. We'd just been stretched to our wits' end. We'd been in intensive therapy for 3 months. There's certainly a hefty debt for her left to prepay. An innocent, gentle-hearted girl thrust into something that snatched away her ability to talk. She deserved the world. She should have grown up, married a guy who was madly in love with her, had 1.6 children, lived in a house with a white picket fence. But this? What is this? This is beyond simple injustice. This is just cruelty. Life is cruel. Death is cruel, and Rui really has to pay the price for their damn little games. Treating her like a pawn on a chessboard, an insignificant sacrifice for meaningless play. I can't stand it. She never deserved this. Any of it! Any of it! I lash out blindly. The heels of my foot splinters against something wooden. Stabbing pain deep into my leg. The pain feels distant. Like my limbs are detached from my head. Might as well be. After fighting so hard to keep it all together, slamming ourselves repeatedly into a wall until it shattered with our broken bodies, Rui is still dead. Then the pain, a hammering, hollow circle of agony in my arm. My foot drives to a sudden frenzy. I'm assaulted with sensation, bright fierce and angry. Quirk screwing directly into the marrow of my bone. No Rui. No more Rui. No more bright smiles and flushed cheeks and teasing winks and exasperated loving little sighs. My calf clenches in sudden agony. I bite the inside of my cheek to keep from screaming. No more fretting like a mother hen and totally extra lunch boxes and tiny little signs of jealousy. The throbbing in my arm rises to my shoulder, past my neck, right into my skull. I cradle my head in my arms, desperate. No more casual trips to GFC and random moments of make-believe and strolls around downtown. Because life as you know it, is gone. Tears stream from below my eyelids, mixing with the flecks of blood and bile smeared over my face. Stop. Stop, stop, stop! Just make it all stop. Not Rui. Not Mizu. There's pain, so much pain that I can't handle. I can't handle this and everything hurts. I just can't. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jill fell down, Jill fell and broke her, and Jack came tumbling after. And Jill's corpse comes to life. Her separate limbs tied to loose ends of puppet strings, smiles at me through a sheen of red. Oh, Jack, you're late. Iron shoves up my nostrils and strangles down my throat. I choke, working to speak. Sorry. She pitches forward, pushing by something invisible. Pushed by something invisible. Her slender fingers wrap around my neck and dig into my throat. I catch a whiff of her breath, putrid, rancid, the smell of raw old eggs over decaying meat. Mom makes a gag over my own tongue. You shouldn't have been late. Fingers disintegrate into bones, skin cells, blown to ashes on the wind. They clatter into an orderly pile, forming a makeshift xylophone. Tiny little notes begin to ring from the skeleton surfaces. It's supposed to be a melody. I can feel the vibrations in the air. I know that the song is supposed to be beautiful, but my ears hear only dissonance. Stupid word. A dirge for a murder of crows. And pungent, burning smoke shoots from the stove like an arrow, stabbing me in the face. Hospitality. Should have been hospitality. Don't do this. Come back, Rui. My surroundings melt away. I squint against the screeching, agonizing weight that sags at my eyes. The light only intensifies. No rest. Never rest. You are trapped, you fool. There is no place for you. Rachel, the brightness pricks my hand. I slip it backwards. Stop it! Stop it! The light advances and digs through my fingernails, bleeds past my eyelids, settles in the space of the back of my neck. I pound myself against the invisible walls. I rattle chimes on a wooden bridge. No place, no peace, no pace. Stop it! Everything ends. I'll swear something must be beginning. But what is that to an ending? I'm sorry, so sorry, but this... Can't do anything about this. This is out of my control. Out. Please let this be a nightmare. Coma dream. What? That's the end? It's gotta be something to do with that. Oh, hey. Got the Google machine. Lucid9. How is that the fucking good ending? Sequel? Ooh, pops right up. Oh, here's a blonde. More frustrated discussion, especially since we were ambitious and wanted to create something that. Wait, so is there not going to be a sequel? Okay. Oh, so no, it's still working out okay. Okay, no, let's skip that. Date of release. We haven't decided on a date yet. I won't. Oh. Ooh, they might actually be including voice acting. So there is a sequel. They just don't know when it's gonna be. How is that the good ending? Rui dies. Ah! No, that's not a good ending. Bad ending. Well, as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have a wonderful day. Sorry.